rash.
Brandon, over to you.
Hello, everybody. It is I, Brandon O'Brien, poet, writer, game designer, um, all-around art fool. Very excited to get in some Blades in the Deep shenanigans with my strange friends. Very excited also to not be the GM again this one time. I'm always very excited to just be the person who gets to throw dice like a madman. Um, I will be playing Seneca Kiwi, a character that I actually pulled from a Blades game. Um, but because she is so wild and ridiculous, I figured what better place to put her than in Waterdeep. So yeah, she is going to be getting into a lot of very dramatic shenanigans this evening, and I'm very excited for that.
Friend Yoi.
Hello, friend Iori, and also all chat friends inside the chat. I am Jeoi Gawain Lin, he, they pronouns. Today I am playing Chick Copperchime, who is a chicken, but also a spider. And she is always up in everybody's business, and it's very, very good. I, like Mike, am maintaining, for now, a presence over on the Twitter at This Is My Design. Design is spelled capital DASEIN, game and fiction writer. Don't know how long I'll be over on the Twitter, like Mike, but it is a good boat that we are on, apparently.
Last but not least, Valerie.
Hello, friends. I am Valerie Valdes, she, her pronouns. I am and remain the author of Chilling Effect, the entire series, which is a trilogy now, and the forthcoming Where Peace is Lost, which is more found family space opera. Because why not? I stream on Twitch as the kids are asleep, which is when I stream. And today I am going to be playing Anavari, a tiefling lurk who loves fire, stealing, and most importantly, will take literally any bet that isn't like jump off a cliff and die. So chat, if you feel like giving Anavari any bets, maybe drop a little donation and make her dance to your whims.
Okay then. Well, this is certainly a recipe for chaos. Friends, in the time since the annual boat race, you have spent a little more time with Mr. Jobs and with the Joblin community. You have been learning from our dear friend Mr. Jobs, gentleman Joblin, about the, let's say, cultural differences in the first waves of immigrants to Waterdeep, who are now the goblins who have been here for a few generations, and the Joblins who have newly arrived due to the ravages of the elven warbands in the Eastern Territories. Mr. Jobs has come to you with a request for aid. Joblins are working in Waterdeep University. Janitors, various menial staff, lunch lads and ladies, etc. And they have found that the elven warbands have been doing a bit of looting. Many Joblin families were able to bring their own treasures with them, but when the Joblins fled to Waterdeep, they left the tombs of their leaders. Because, you know, who is going to dig up the cursed tomb? Who could possibly be that stupid? Academics. Academics are that goddamn stupid. Muriel Fairbreeze of the Musical Anthropology Department. I see Shaun taking offense in chat. Shaun, please remember that there is a reason that I am no longer an academic. There are reasons I did not finish my PhD. Muriel Fairbreeze of the Anthropology Department, a specialist in musical anthropology, in the third year of her PhD, has exploited connections to the elven warbands, cough, 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 her thieving cousin, to obtain a certain harp. And because we have uncovered this fantastic artifact of vast cultural significance, the correct thing to do is obviously to show it the hell off. Mr. Jobs has informed you that Muriel Fairbreeze will debut this fantastic artifact at the nightclub, which is one of the on-campus bars frequented by faculty and students. Friends, I would like to cut us over to our engagement roll. How would you like to go in?
Question of clarification. Is this nightclub KNIGHD because we're in fantasy?
It is.
Okay, great.
Yes, it is. Hilariously, almost no one from the warrior departments goes to this club. They think it is tacky.
I agree.
However, the humanities-focused departments love it.
Because it's tacky.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Do any of us even go to clubs?
You tell me.
Do any of us even go to school?
You do not, as far as I know. If someone would like to debut some new backstory, I am made of ears.
Are any of us literate?
I snuck into a school a few times.
The only trade
I
I know.
assume that
On a
at
bit.
least Anavari knows how to read.
Yeah. She has been trained in the readings and the writing.
And I know that Cheek knows how to do math. And I will even go so far as to say that Vrash understands that thinking is also a form of exercise. And while he's not getting the same kind of gains from it, he tries. And honestly, I think that Seneca probably has the closest to academic skills possible. But because there are Joplin janitors and so forth within the university, you do know that posing as students is not the only way you can get in. You could be the help. You can also, if you want, just, I don't know, launch a full armored assault upon the school and the nightclub within. I wouldn't recommend it. It's got some very high stone walls. It's a few hundred years old. There are definitely some of those little slots up in the walls for you to fire arrows out of, even if nobody has done that in at least 3 decades.
Okay.
But, like the vast majority of Oxford colleges, actually, Waterdeep University is not known for strict entry protocols, bag checks, any real security measures. You can walk in. Walking out while carrying an item, that's going to be a little bit harder.
Cheek has a question.
Of course.
Cheek's question is, how big is this harp? Is it gigantic? Is it perhaps medium-sized? Is it perhaps the size of a small pony?
It is certainly not the size of a small pony.
Oh.
I would say it is about a meter. Mr. Jobs has told you that this is a bow harp, which was constructed from the bow of a legendary goblin hunter, and that it is super duper cursed because it was buried with her.
Oh, how fortunate. I think that perhaps this bow harp, which is only about a meter tall, would fit very nicely in my potato cart. And also I know that students enjoy carbohydrates very, very much, which potatoes are. And I sell potatoes. So perhaps I can sell potatoes inside this nightclub.
Yeah, this feels like potentially then a social role, a social plan.
Mhm.
So we're talking our way into having the potato cart inside the nightclub. Does that sound like social?
Do we have a contact who could plausibly be somehow associated with the nightclub? We do have Amancio, a deal broker. And Rigney. Is Rigney the owner of the nightclub?
The bar is operated by the school.
Is it, when we say the bar is operated by the school, is it one of those weird things where suddenly a bar has a board of directors because no one wants to be the single person responsible for why people get intoxicated on campus?
Is it just like a Rathskeller? Oh God.
We are making a long joke about one of the things that gave me the greatest culture shock when I moved to the UK, which is, wait, there is literally a bar inside my college?
Mine had one.
There was. It was extremely
normal?
discounted, and it was also more than a little bit disgusting.
Mine had a really good potato soup. I'm just saying. All right.
Yours had
Anyway,
food?
speaking of potatoes,
So,
I think the
you are
potato plan is
aware.
good.
The potato plan, yes.
Okay.
I think providing students with something solid to eat while they get sloshed is very useful.
So
Indeed.
is our
You have a
legwork?
die for...
Oh, I was
Go
just
ahead.
like, is the legwork that we get Cheek a connection that says like, yes, you can come in and sell your potatoes in this bar.
I will even design not street roasted potatoes, because I know that, well, the students, they don't seem to like just a single potato inside foil. They seem to like the potatoes sliced up and then deep fried, which I can also do. I can even put cheese and sauce on it. I will call it poutine. Yes, poutine potatoes.
Take that, Adventure Zone. You're not the only ones who can invent an existing fast food item.
Oh Lord.
And it didn't take us 75 episodes to get there. I like that bit, so like I'm going to be clear. I
That
do
was
like
my
that bit.
favorite quest line.
Yeah.
So, yes, the bar does have a full board of trustees, none of whom ever actually try to get into the bar. I see we have a new $25 donation taking us to $8.25. Thank you so much.
Nice.
So, the person in charge of day-to-day operations is an orc, alchemist, cough, leech, I guess, Teak Bloodweaver. She has been kind to the newly employed joblins. You can probably talk your way in through Teak.
All right. So that gives us a bonus die because we have a way in basically.
Mm-hmm. You
Okay.
have one for luck. You have one for your way in.
Mhm.
I hope you all cleared all your stress from last time because you were supposed to.
I feel like we can assume.
Please do
yeah.
consider your load.
That's me
think-
considering my load.
I think I'm going to go normal because I'm probably going to pose as a Marshall School student.
Mm-hmm.
My load is light because I don't need to carry that much stuff to do mayhem.
Okay.
Does my load technically count as heavy because I have my potato cart?
Yes, I am going to make the potato cart part of your load. You have a heavy load.
I am a heavy chicken tonight.
You are a heavy chicken all of the time. I've never seen you without the cart.
This is very true.
Load out from Seneca.
I'm definitely normal. If only because somebody should have additional subterfuge supplies, I imagine, in the event that a thing goes wrong.
Okay. So, we have 1 die for luck. I would not say it is particularly bold or daring to try to sell potatoes to students, nor is it particularly complex.
No. It is very easy to sell potatoes.
You have already had Mr. Jobs provide aid and insight for this operation, telling you who you can connect with. So we have 2. And let's see. I will say that you don't have unknown enemies or rivals interfering yet. So we're stabilized at 2 dice. Does anyone have anything to add?
Can we consider the guy that I worked with during the boat race, the popular student, as a potential benefit to us in this? Can we wrangle him into bringing a gaggle of students along with him as cover?
Unfortunately, Valerie, our dear friend Caston is a high schooler.
No, blast. Can we get him some fake IDs?
So we do
No?
a score to get fake IDs as a flashback.
What is the mascot of this prestigious institution? Because I was wondering, perhaps we could put Rash into the mascot costume, and then he can sneak around.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is Cheek's genius idea.
The mascot is a basilisk. So,
Perfect.
I do think that if someone was going to dress up, it would be less work for Cheek to do.
I guess I could dress up. But wait, isn't a basilisk
They're just
scaly in
kind
one
of like,
part and then February in another part?
they're kind of just like
Exactly.
less cool dragons, honestly.
Can Rash and
true.
Cheek
They're
perhaps
feathery,
have a
you're
half-sea? Can have a half-sea costume.
Okay, great. Y'all figure out who's going to be the back half of your 2-person horse costume. In the meantime, we've got...
Not it.
In the meantime, we've got 2 dice for the engagement roll. Who's going to throw them?
Okay, is this a social or a deception plan? It feels social to me.
It feels
But-
social to me.
No,
Okay.
It's social.
Is Cheek gonna be our highest like this is a sway maybe?
Well, that'll be once we're into the scene, we'll figure out what action we need to use, right?
Yeah, true that.
This is just
Just
bare
thinking.
dice.
Oh, it's just a fortune roll. Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Duh.
So,
I vote for Cheek since this is Cheek's cart.
yeah, same.
In a modern AU, Cheek drives the family van of all these characters. So that is a 2-die engagement roll, I believe. Okie dokie, here we go. Rolling 2 dice. That is a 6 and a 5.
Very nice team. You are in. Now, there is a fire marshal who does not want the cart inside the club. The cart will be parked just outside the door. But you've all got your hand stamps. You will be able to move freely in and out of the nightclub as necessary. And a great many hand-stamped students are already swarming this cart. You notice, by the way, that these kids are just carrying their alcoholic beverages in and out as they visit the potato cart or take smoke breaks outside. So clearly, there is no real problem with drinking on the sidewalk on this campus. Wu is a little bit of a party school.
Okay. I want to see inside the club, though. So while this is happening, I'm gonna step inside.
All right. It is dark. It is strobe lighty. There is a very skinny young man in the wizard booth. And he is acting as thaumaturge jockey. The lights are going. Mysterious clouds of colored fog billow throughout the room. There is music. It is going oonce, oonce, oonce. It is alarmingly crowded by humanities students, all of whom are very, very eager to hear Sola's harp, played for the first time in several hundred years.
Is the harp visible anywhere near the wizard booth?
It is not. Muriel Fairbreeze has not come on stage yet. But from here, you can see the tables. Those are the little numbered ovals. You can see the main bar, where Teak Bloodweaver is serving a great deal of alcohol very, very quickly. Teak is, by the way, absolutely ripped, even for an orc. And it is clear that double fisting cocktail shakers is one heck of a biceps workout. She looks completely swarmed. Dinika, around where are you standing at this point?
I think when I came in, I was just like standing by one of the tables, just looking around, trying to see if there's anything noteworthy on this floor of the club already. And then I will walk up to the bar and try to get the bartender's attention.
Okay. It takes you a while to get through this crowd. Some well-placed stepping on people's feet helps. And honestly, that professor probably deserved it. You can tell just by looking at him that he's made an undergraduate cry. When you make it to the bar, Teak looks oddly relieved. You're from the potato cart. Get back here, I need a hand. It's not difficult. Get back here.
Okay, I've seen you balance one of those cocktail shakers on one finger. It looks difficult. I am very slowly, very gingerly coming to the back of the bar, but like my eyes are very wide. I do not look like I enjoy this.
By the sleeve and hauls. The shoulder sleeve rips just a little, unfortunately. She points at the clearly labeled array of taps and says, any of those with it's a soda. This one's the soda hose. Any idiot can do it.
You are underestimating how much of an idiot I might be, but alright. Do I get paid for this?
You're with the potato cart.
Yeah, and the
The
potato cart is making its own
paying
money.
you.
But that's when I do potato cart stuff, I'm doing drink stuff now. Do I get drink stuff money?
I will knock 10% off the licensing for the potato cart.
Alright, whatever.
You see that her massive red ponytail is sort of drooping. This party's been going for less than half an hour. She's overloaded.
I take it this has been a busy one?
Humanities majors.
This
They
is the
shouldn't
part.
be able to drink like this with those physiques. Look at them, they're made of noodles. Where does the alcohol go? No, that was a bad question. I know exactly where it goes because I'll be cleaning up the vomit tomorrow.
Right. Yes, noted. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
She yells to you over the sound of ice rattling in the shakers. Make it a quick one.
Is there any reason why tonight is special other than the harp? I don't think people care about one string instrument all of a sudden.
What they care about, and she points onto the dance floor, is Professor Bramblethorn. She points at a man dressed all in tweed. None of the tweed matches. The vest, the jacket, the pants, these are all entirely different colors. Professor Bramblethorn is surrounded by a throng of students. When you look at the students, you can tell, oh, these aren't undergraduates. These are grad students. They are probably, based on their body language alone, you can tell that they are immensely dependent upon this man's goodwill.
All right, so there's like 3 extra cons that we can do here. There's the Liberate the Grad Students con. There's the we finally get a coffee shop AU, except it's a bar con.
We are cutting back to Vrash. Where are you, Vrash?
I think Vrash is helping the bouncer and is basically kind of with a gigantic wingspan, kind of zipping between helping the bouncer like check IDs or like papers or something, and like moving sacks for the potato cart. He really wants to help. He can't help but want to help, even when we're on the con. Hey, no, it's you can't go in unless you have the proper paperwork because there's like liability and stuff. No, I don't care who your mom is. I know you're a halfling, but you look like you're a teen halfling and not an adult. You can take that as a compliment. It's fine.
Beautiful. There are multiple bouncers. You realize that this is weird. Even though you didn't go to college, you feel like, this is slightly more bouncers than like a normal people's tavern would have.
Let's see. Because my background is military, could I roll like I'm going to check and see if I have it. I want to roll survey to try to get a read on these bouncers, because what I'm looking for is people who have the behavior of hired muscle, which Vrash recognizes, and is probably enough different than bouncer that this is the approach I want to take.
Okay. What you want to roll for that?
I am going to roll survey.
Okay. Let's call it risky standard.
Risky standard. That's the Blades in the Dark tattoo that you get. It's just RSKYSTND.
Mm-hmm.
When you're living that Forge in the Dark life. So I have 1 in survey. I think that there will be no negative consequences if I start spending stress now. So I'm going to push myself to get an extra die.
Okay.
Cheek, would you be able to grant an assist as like when I kind of lean back toward the cart? I'm like, those guys look funny, don't you think?
Oh, yes. Cheek is very good at finding suspicious people. Cheek is very, very young, but already part of the Auntie network because Cheek is very good at being nosy. Even though as a chicken, she does not have a nose herself. Wink wonk.
So with a push and assist, I'm going to be rolling 3D risky standard. 2 bonus dice. Come on, roll 20. That's a 2, 3, 6.
Very nice. We needed that assist, clearly.
And so I think the appropriate gather information question is, who's most dangerous here?
It's the guy in front of the emergency exit.
Sure, yeah.
He's awfully tall, and despite being kind of reedy for hired muscle, you can tell there's sinew there. He's wearing a hood. You can't see his face. It is nagging at you that there is something about that posture. You feel like you have seen this person before.
Jetson's dead. And when she got revived, she went to another continent. Williams retired. I don't know. No, you can't cut in line. I don't care if you have friends here.
Anavari, how's it going?
Anavari has already made a circuit of the room and is watching from the balcony.
Okay. I will say, Anavari, you have a clear line of sight to the wizard booth from the balcony.
Mhm.
Well, you've got a clear line of sight to everything. It's an elevated part of the room. As the wizard turns to the dance floor, you realize that face is familiar. That acne is familiar. You lock eyes with Caston. That child should not be in this bar. That child is underage.
Oh, buddy, well done.
You know he's underage. He sees you. He knows you know he's underage.
Woo.
His face just, the blood drains away from his face. He has been made.
Aww.
Unfortunately, he also has a job to do as thaumaturge jockey.
Very nice, very nice. Well, far be it from me to get in his way. I love a good music, and good on him for getting in here. That shows some spunk.
I mean, that's a word. That's a very interesting way to describe nepotism, certainly.
What's a little nepotism between friends? Anyway, so am I noticing anything else weird besides the fact that an underage wizard is in charge of the music and lights? Is he drinking? Is he drinking?
At this distance, you don't know what's in that cup by his hand, but you can see it's got a foamy top.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, I don't care.
You also see Professor Bramblethorn holding court at table, let's see, 304. He wants a little bit of distance away from the wizard booth, which he thinks is déclassé.
Of course he does. He looks like a jerk. All right. So Anavari is actually pretty close to him. He.
Oh, you are
Oh no, I'm like right on
almost
top of
on
him.
top of him. Yes.
Yeah. Do I hate
I
him?
would go so far as you don't have reasons to hate him yet.
Are you sure?
but-
Just looking at him is kind of giving me a little hate.
I mean,
There's a
if
crime
the
of fashion
was
going on
not
here.
so loud, you would probably be able to hear enough conversation to start hating him.
Cool.
Unfortunately, the Unzuns is very loud.
Let me think. What do I want to do? Well, you know what? I'm actually going to get closer so that I can eavesdrop because I just want to hear what the heck is going on there.
All right.
So do I.
You can. I am going to want you to roll for that.
Okay, what am I rolling? Is it prowl maybe?
I think you've got a decent case for prowl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am just trying to
I
kind of
do think that unless the two of you have communicated to coordinate this, I would like you to roll independently instead of as a group action.
I'm trying to think of whether we would have like signs in advance that would potentially do the thing.
If
You
you
could flash
want
back
to
to potentially
flashback to
having a
your,
signal.
if you want to flash back to getting your stones of far speech together, you can do that.
I would just use thaumaturgy to just do something like make the lights flicker and in a way that would suggest like he has to look up at me, but that wouldn't communicate the exact thing that we're trying to do. So I think we do have to roll independently, unfortunately.
Fair. So what's position and effect?
Yes.
This will remain risky standard.
Okie dokie. Do I get any bonus die because I'm essentially coming up behind them from the balcony?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. You can, because of where you're positioned, you can get yourself on the stairway right up against the wall protecting their booth, which is not thick and does not reach to the ceiling.
Okay. Would that actually, instead of a bonus die, would that just be like position, like it's not risky anymore, maybe, or I don't know. I don't know.
It is still risky.
Okay.
Because there are a whole bunch of people at these tables numbered 401, 2, 3, 4.
Gotcha.
And 5. And at some point, crouching on the stairway is going to be weird and noticeable.
True that. Here we go then. Whoop.
Very nice.
That is, for the benefit of anyone who can't see it, 656. So that is a crit.
And while that's happening,
I pull my shadow cloak around me closer, so I'm practically invisible in this dark room.
You are hunched up against that wall. You are part of the wall.
And I rolled a 633. I pushed myself for an extra die.
Nice.
I'm gonna hear some of this, I guess.
You will not hear as much, certainly, but you will hear enough. We are going to cut briefly now to check in on our dear friend Cheek and her lovely, lovely potato cart.
Hello, yes. I am selling potatoes. I am thinking of perhaps figuring out a way to either weasel myself inside or convince Rash to go inside with a tray of potato wedges to pass out amongst the people indoors, to both have an excuse to go around and things like this and hand out small morsels to eat. People like small morsels to eat.
I am very happy to do that.
Are we making Vrash our sample hunk?
Yeah, Cheek has a beautiful, magnificent polishing cloth and is buffing his biceps very nicely.
Okay, so what else am I doing? Am I just handing this food out or am I looking for something? That guy's shady. He seems kind of familiar, but I don't know.
Is he familiar like he's your father? Or familiar like he's your mortal enemy? Or familiar like he brought a better dish than you at a potluck?
I don't know. I think it might be the last one.
All of these are equal sins.
But with your potato wedges, I will be able to enter culinary battle and come out on top. This is the garlic aioli reduction, right?
Yeah, you're learning such very good words.
Cool.
Very good, very good.
But yeah, am I doing something else? What's the plan?
Cheek does the bird thing of like booping her neck one way and then the other to look in. Can she see that the other two are basically trying to eavesdrop on this one person surrounded by a gaggle of grad students?
If you are peeping in from the main entrance, Anavari is well out of your line of sight. You
Mhm.
may be able to see Seneca because you know what Seneca is wearing today.
Mhm, mhm.
But the dance floor does have an awful lot of students in it. Few of them actually dancing. And those who are trying aren't doing a particularly good job of it, let's be real.
Mhm. So I'm going to say that one of Cheek's freebie items in terms of weight is a vial of slumber essence.
Whew!
Yes. Part of Cheek's extremely genius very plan is to either have some slumber essence in some very special potatoes or to sneak the slumber essence into some drinks of some sort at the correct time. Or, if necessary, to flash back to have had them in the correct thing at the correct time.
You
Also, I
fully
am
came prepared to roofie people. Great. Okay. I
Cheek is
did have
very
a
excited to
contingency
do these
plan for
kinds of
that.
things. I actually am thinking that maybe instead of a tray, what Vrash has is like one of those little collapsible wheelie carts, like that some dim sum places have. Instead of somebody carrying a tray, they have a little cart, and then you can like pick stuff off of it. Yeah, and because Vrash is a big strong boy, and there, in order for the cart to be appropriate to him, it's probably a good size. So Cheek puts a dice tablecloth over it. It's floral patterned because just in case we can sneak the harp out on the cart, we can just pretend the harp is a very, very peculiarly shaped bowl of noodles. Yes. So Cheek
Okay.
uncollapses this cart and puts the sample potatoes on and tells Vrash to go and use the cover of potatoes to basically skulk about in a friendly way.
Okay.
And to determine where the harp might be prior to coming here. Because we can either try to steal it before it goes on stage, or we can steal it while it's en route to the club, so it never gets into the club in the first place.
I would like to clarify that it is already in this club.
Oh, it's already there. Okay, cool. Do we know where, or no, we don't?
No. You do not know enough about the operations of this club or the anthropology department to know where in the building it is. I will also be transparent with you because we have gone a full round around the table. There are 3 ticks out of 8 on the countdown to the harp being played for getting the harp into the university from the Eastern Territories, getting it into the bar. Time has passed and we are approaching showtime. So is Vrash taking his sample tray into the club?
Yeah, and so am I like touching base with the people who are doing the scouting? Jeoi, do you think is that the step?
I think so. And also perhaps trying to see if there's any chatter about what's going to be played or when exactly the harp is going to be brought out?
Sure, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so Vrash kind of takes the tray and says, "All right, got great potato wedges coming through. You need to make space, otherwise you're gonna be wearing food instead of eating it." And like we'll reach out with a big Vrash is a silver dragonborn, so reach out with like silver scaly hands and like gently move people to the side to make space for the potato wedge cart. And I want to try and circulate to get close enough to Seneca and Bet to kind of check in with them.
I just realized you're a walking disco ball, and I love it.
Oh gosh, yes. With those lights going, Vrash, you are throwing off rainbows. You are the most radiant creature in this room.
They don't call me Bright Scale for nothing. So I think would I run
Yes.
into Anavari first? No.
No, you would be closer to Seneca, who approached the booth 304 from the main inn bar. Anavari is still crouched on that staircase. At this point, both Seneca and Anavari have heard Professor Bramblethorn systematically dismantling a student's proposed dissertation topic. A fully cited discussion of why this idea isn't original, nor is it correct. It's been disproven by 3 people who are older and smarter than you. And he does remember the publication years for all 3 of those papers.
Oh, thank God I have thaumaturgy. I make it sound like he farts a lot. Just as a reminder, thaumaturgy allows me to create instantaneous sounds.
Yes. Horrifyingly, this does not disperse the grad students. They wince. Many of them are visibly discomfited. But they don't give up their seats at the table. And those who are crowded at the front of the booth are still trying to figure out a way to squeeze into the booth. Everyone wants FaceTime with this asshole. I will also say that now, Seneca, you are not placed to hear this because there is too much student noise happening near you. Anavari, because of your location, you also hear the professor criticizing one of his students. No one will take you seriously as a professional if you drink white wine. Go get a glass of red. Sir, I don't like red wine. That's because you drink the cheap stuff. Go get a glass of red.
I hate this guy so much. He's my nemesis now.
I think this whole job is just Iori throwing terrible and more terrible people in front of us to distract us.
This is a reference that this is a deep cut that only other people on this channel will know, but I think this is Death of the Author, but for the university.
Yep. We're just exercising our grad school feelings.
This is very real for the album, but no, we're here for it. We're here for it.
Panic at the University is the album.
Do I
Anxiety at the university.
Do I see Vrash go by?
I will say that the wall of the booth is too high for you to see him.
Dang. Okay.
By this point, Vrash will have been able to fight through the dance floor and approach the main bar. Brandon, I would like to note, Teak noticed you abandoning her at the bar. She is dealing with the throng alone, She is not happy. She's
Uh,
not even a little happy.
I very swiftly return to the bar.
You know what? Okay, Enivari is actually going to intercept and be like, "Listen, I cannot talk to that fart noise because I'm going to stab him. Could you please find out if he knows where the harp is? Because otherwise, I'm going to go climb some rafters." And she will go to the bar and offer her assistance.
Okay, I can try, I guess. Um, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I
Does
immediately
this mean
want to
that
try
Seneca is
something.
going to try to get through the crowds of grad students?
I I'm gonna do something in true Seneca Kiwi fashion. I'm gonna do something stupid and reckless. I'm gonna pull
Great.
a very sudden con. Um,
Sicko's voice, yes.
um, I'm gonna very suddenly dip into where is the bathroom? Where are the bathrooms in this building? There are no bathrooms on the map. I guess
Oh.
I just disappear somewhere
I-
off stage.
I will say that they are going to be in the upper right-hand corner behind the main bar, so opposite the emergency exit.
Same.
Wow,
Um,
I jacked this map off the website of a real nightclub, by the way, so that's a little alarming, actually.
unless you have to, if you have to go upstairs to use the bathroom in this nightclub, this is terrible.
Suppose
Upstairs is the office.
maybe the bathroom is downstairs. There is an elevator. I don't know that that's an accessible elevator though.
Right. So I'm gonna dip into the bathroom. Um, and I am going to change into my fine clothes and jewelry,
Okay.
but not all of the jewelry. Just something that looks like it might be a university signet ring.
While you are in there changing, someone is pounding on the door, screaming, "Hurry up! Hurry up!"
I am ignoring it. I mutter to myself that university life is too much for me. And when I'm done changing, I come out in what looks most conceivably like um, the clothes of a not very well off academic struggling to make tenure. Like, my shirt is new but wrinkled and not buttoned all the way to the neck. I am wearing what looks to be a university signet ring, but you can't tell in the dark. My shoes are new but scuffed. And I walk up to Bramblethorn.
You
And-
walk up to the crowd of grad students, preventing your access to Bramblethorn. You are going to need to work on this sad adjunct and to costume a little harder to actually cut through them.
Oh no, I'm shoving my way through. I'm like being very forceful. Which I imagine I need
Because
to roll for.
Yes, because these are grad students and they are desperate and they're. A trapped animal turns violent. So you do need to roll to push through this crowd.
I would like to roll prowl.
Can I give an
Okay.
assist?
You went to the bar.
Yes, but I have thaumaturgy. I can make my voice 3 times as loud and say something like free beer. Except not that, so maybe free sweet potatoes.
You could say either of those things.
Is it not going to dislodge them because they're too lodged? Well,
Too lodged.
Valerie, I will be completely clear with you. It can dislodge some of the students. However, you may not like the consequences of doing so.
I mean, free food definitely moves college students as a rule. I just feel
It
like maybe.
certainly fucking does.
How what's Rash looking like right now? Because he's gonna get mobbed if I do this.
I think Vrash has made like a full circuit around the like this main room and is looking for like where are the doors and where do they go in this place.
All right. I'm gonna not assist then because I'm gonna save this possibility for later because we don't want to try the same trick twice.
Okay. And Vrash, because you do have, like, we have our map in front of us, but what you are noting is this place is old and it is not up to fire code. So there's the main entrance, there's the emergency exit, there are stairs that go up. The fantasy elevator, you haven't had a look at those buttons yet, so you're not sure which way the fantasy elevator is going to go.
I would like to say that in preparation for this magnificent caper, Cheek has procured blueprints from the other fine food and drink industry folk with whom she is probably very well acquainted because she sells potatoes.
Okay.
So, and it is in fact in the spider playbook that blueprints is a thing that the spider has. So perhaps would these blueprints say where the elevator goes and where the stairs go?
The elevator goes down. Down is where we keep the cases of soda. There is a small fantasy soda fountain, largely neglected, because nobody actually likes that weird lemon lime thing. The stairs that go up lead to the offices, which double as the green room for live music acts.
Would we know whether that place is occupied right now?
Given that Muriel, Fairbreeze is supposed to be on stage playing this harp pretty soon, I think you can make a reasonably educated guess that, yeah, she should be up there.
Oh. What does the outside of the building look like? Are there windows? And around those windows, is there a windowsill?
The bar is set into the walls of the university. Essentially, there are rooms built into the walls. It is castle-style construction surrounding a large courtyard. The courtyard is where the main entrance spills into. You are in just a remarkably bad layout planning. Not that far from the library. It seems like maybe putting the bar in the library in the same block of buildings was not the greatest idea anyone's ever had, but somebody did it 400 years ago and we committed to the bit. So here we are. You do not see windows on the first 3 levels. The 4th level and up, you see some of those windows are open and there are students leading out of them. You realize, oh, these are shitty little dorm rooms. This must be the worst wall of the castle in which to live because of the noise. But there are kids like hanging halfway out their windows, beers in hand, enjoying what little music filters its way up to them.
If the others would like to do a thing inside the club, I am happy to hold my action of what I was planning to do.
I feel like we should hear from the professor before we continue.
Let us.
Well, yes, I still would like very much to force the issue with a
Yes.
Bramblethorn.
Yes,
So
Brandon, you are going to have to roll for it.
right, so I'm gonna prowl through this crowd. Um, I am going to push myself again for an extra die. What is my position and effect?
Risky, great.
Great. Okay, cool. Hey, a 4.
Okay. A 4. You get closer. You do not get a seat. You get multiple elbows into the ribs as you do. A grad student steps on your foot and snarls right in your face. Wait your turn! You are spit on a little bit. It is terrible. You hate this. But the bit of commotion means that Bramblethorn glances up, looks at you, takes in how deeply shabby you appear, and goes back to talking to now the third student he is making miserable for the night, who apparently has an upcoming interview for postdoc placement. This student is deeply nervous. Professor Bramblethorn is not helping. Really, you have good reason to be nervous. They're very strict there. Just remember, when you go to the dinner, no more than 2 drinks. Don't get anything fancy. Don't order vegetarian. Don't order gluten-free. You cannot look fussy in front of these people.
I take a set of documents out of my clothes. And raise my voice just enough so all of these graduate students can hear me, but not so much that I make a commotion in the rest of the club. And I say very loudly, "Are you copying over these kids' shoulders too?"
You have his attention. You have his attention, Seneca.
I continue to make a scene.
Your pardon.
I'm sure you don't even remember me, but I remember you. Because 2 of my papers no longer have my name on them. They have yours. And now you're surrounded by groupies in a nightclub like this is a party to you? And you didn't think I'd notice? You didn't think I'd be mad? I'm gonna milk this scene for all it's worth, and I'm never going to name myself.
Unfortunately, 2 of the grad students stand up to place themselves between you and the professor. One of them says, "Professor Bramblethorn would never do that. How dare you impugn his academic credibility?"
You're either saying that because he hasn't done it to you yet, or you haven't written anything important enough to warrant it.
This is beautiful, Brandon. I'm loving this.
Oh my god.
But we are going to cut back to Anivari at the bar now.
Oh, I'm recovering from that. Wow. That burn was so wow. And I'm a tiefling. Damn. All right. So I'm at the bar. I'm actually a really good bartender. I've done this a lot of times, more times than I really should have, frankly. It's not that old, but it's all good. House parties, nobody gives a crap. That's why I didn't stop our wizard friend, because I was like, who hasn't? So, as I am doing the drink stuff, I I am attempting to figure out where the harp is, but actually at this point it feels like we kind of would know that it probably is upstairs in the office. But definitely listening in to gossipy things that are happening. And
Anivari, I am going to note that a vaguely disheveled boy
Mhm.
runs down those stairs,
Mhm.
crosses the dance floor, throwing elbows as he goes, because that's how you cross a dance floor.
Oh yeah.
Bursts in, leaning on the bar. She's nervous. She's nervous. She needs a drink.
You got it. What's her favorite?
Whatever you can make fastest. I don't care. Just make it alcoholic.
Great. I grab an entire bottle of red wine and I vault over the bar and follow him.
He takes the red wine from you and runs. Are you going to follow?
Oh yeah. Bet.
Because the dance floor is extremely crowded. You are going to have to roll for this.
I would say that can I make, I'm trying to think of like, is there a way to clear the dance floor, but by making eye contact with my buddy and being like, as I like turn it down, but I don't think that will clear the dance floor anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's go
They're
with,
barely dancing anyhow.
yeah, exactly. I feel like this is a prowl also because I'm trying to navigate this crowd successfully.
Yeah, I gotta start finding ways to make y'all roll things that aren't prowl, but this is one.
Well, I mean, I'm a lurk, so
And?
it's all good. This is my bread and butter here, so.
Because you are in pursuit to get into a part of the building that you should not be in, that will be a desperate.
Okay.
I have a devil's bargain for you.
I am here for it.
Anivari, as you are passing table 203, you see that Lithara's nephew, Trevor Cold Iron, the Fredo of the family, is here. You know this guy. He has busted in on you meeting with your employer at various points because he is the nosy little shit of the family.
I lie to him for fun.
You see him swaying. Is he gonna faint? Is he gonna yarts? You don't know which and you don't know why, but you absolutely can tell just meeting his eyes. Or you can tell looking at him that he is in trouble. If you take this die, he sees you too. When whatever is going to happen to him today has happened, he will remember that you were here. He will remember that you did not help him, and he will tell his family. And you know that while your employers, the Cold Irons, do squabble like anything.
No, family takes care of family. All right.
Exactly.
All right.
Do you want this die?
You know what? I might do something else instead, possibly, which is I might use the Devil's Footsteps.
Oh ho!
I am not sure whether this is a feat. So the Devil's Footsteps allows me to push myself to either perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman or maneuver to confuse my enemies so they mistakenly attack each other. And so I feel like I can either crowd surf my way across or I can simply confuse enough people on the dance floor into hitting each other that they clear a path by their like stumbling.
You start a wave and then run in under their arms.
Yeah, I turn it into a line dance and then I just like.
I do want to make it clear, regardless of whether or not you accept the devil's bargain, something bad will happen to Trevor Cold Iron, and it may come back later.
Yeah.
In a future one-shot or campaign, who knows?
Unfortunately, I hate him, and I'm okay with that. So,
okay.
Do we want the chat? Do I want to crowd surf or do I want to line dance? I'm gonna let the chat decide. At first, whoever pipes up first is gonna be the winner. And so I'm gonna I feel like I should do like a 10-second countdown or something like that because we don't want this to take too long. But crowd surf.
We have crowd surf. We have crowd surf.
All right, She's gonna
2
crowd
for
surf.
crowd surf.
Here we go. That's it. Devil's bargain. That's 2 stress. So let me mark that on my thing. So
Okay, so
she
you were
just
taking devil's footsteps, abandoning the bargain?
abandoning the bargain. Whatever happens to Fredo
Okay.
happens. Sorry, Fredo. Not sorry. Actually, I don't really care. Except that probably Athara is going to be upset later. Maybe I'll walk him home to be nice. I'll only steal some of his money on the way.
Oh boy. Okay. Since you are using the devil's footsteps, you are not rolling for this. You crowd surf, which is deeply, deeply unpleasant, actually, because they are not moving to the beat. Also, you're pretty sure someone tried to feel you up. And wait, oh, who's trying to untie your shoelace? Oh, this is terrible. Actually, putting yourself in a situation where you are allowing a dozen strangers to just move you?
On second thought, I'm
It's
stepping on their heads like Jackie
unpleasant.
Chan. Forget about it. I'm just walking across them like
Love it.
in the middle of that. I'm like, no, on second thought. And I just get up and start walking.
The tail end of your shoelace, the eyelet, flicks someone in the eye. He goes down, clutching his eye.
He probably deserved it.
Congratulations. You have just made a grad student's day even worse.
Oh, well, when you put it like that, now I feel a little bad.
But you do make it to the stairs, and you are following this skinny, nervous, disheveled kid up the
shadow
stairs.
cloak firmly like tucked around me to try to make myself as inconspicuous and invisible as possible.
Beautiful. We are cutting over to Vrash.
So I think the useful things that I can do are like make a distraction and punch somebody that needs to get punched. I don't know that either of those are super applicable right now, but Jeoi, do we want to do that flashback?
Yes, let us do an amazing flashback.
Yeah, why don't you tell us about it? Because this was your idea.
Okay, so Cheek, like the extremely inquisitive chicken that she is, has thought to herself, I would really love myself and the big strong lad to be in the green room where the harp probably is. That would be quite good. So when she got the blueprints, she shared the blueprints with the big strong lad, whom she now knows has been has done mercenary stuff, and so probably knows plans quite well. So they plotted together in an attempt to try and figure out a way for the two of them to meet in the green room. And originally, I think the idea was that Cheek would close down the stall after having baked like a good amount of potatoes to be able to bring a big tub or several catering tins behind the bar to sell them from there, just so that she wouldn't be standing outside all the time constantly. But having looked up and seen these windows with the university students in shirt sleeves leaning out, waving their drinks, she is struck by a flight of romantic fancy. And she goes up to them. Hello, dear children. Would you like to have potatoes? Would you like to have food? To go with your beer?
We're very, very lucky that these are mostly humanities students with specializations in magic, because they're not taking the stairs. People are just feather falling from the windows to mob Cheek's cart.
Well, Cheek, while they are going around the cart, says, I can do the opposite of that. Not very well, but I can do the opposite of that. I can bring potatoes up to you if you like.
There are a few scattered barbarians still leaning out the window, because one of the things they do teach you in barbarian class is that a 4-story jump is a real good way to just shatter your legs. A cheer goes up from the barbarians.
Cheek is delighted. This is just like being at a family barbecue where chicken is not served, and you bring the dish that everyone loves the most. Cheek feels very good about that. So Cheek is going to get a catering tin of potatoes and either ask one of the feather fallen wizarding students or magical students to help levitate her up, or, because she is a chicken after all, flutter her way up in her best attempt.
We've talked about how to handle your flight speed before because you were a
Yes.
chicken and because Aarakocra just break things.
Yes, they do.
But we've never talked about your vertical flight capacity.
No. But I do have these very wonderful children who can do magic and who I have just fed potatoes. And
You
they are
do,
very impressed,
and therefore
I think.
I'm going to give it to you. You are going to have a crowd of half-trained wizards levitating you 4 stories up. Because they are still students, I am going to want you to make a fortune roll.
We'll see if I take myself out of this one shot early, guys. How many dice?
Oh boy. I'm going to call it 2 because the students are assisting.
Okay. Notes. Defy gravity is my note.
Oh,
Submit.
no.
That's a 3 and a 2.
Oh no.
Big
Oh,
success.
no. Oh.
Yoi, you should have picked a different musical.
Oh. So, a mixed success. There are too many magic users attempting to lift you. They are placed around you in various places. They are of varying strengths, and this means that you are being bounced around between their respective forces of tug and lift like a reverse claw machine. You are bounced off the side of this building, off shutters, off eaves, off gutters. Multiple times, you are taking level 1 harm from being smacked around on your way up. But you make it to the 4th floor, and you only spill a few potatoes. You do not have enough potatoes for everyone who remains on the 4th floor at this point. But you have saved more than half your stock.
Cheek says, "Oh dear, I guess I better take the long way down in order to get more potatoes for all you big strong folk up here, because these are barbarians that are stuck on the floors here. So I'm going to bustle down to the green room, and I'm going to hope my big strong boy Rash has figured out a way to come back up."
The green room is not connected. Like, there are no doors on the 2nd floor green room that would lead into the hallway. You will have to go through the manager's office to the room. The manager's office is locked. So you will need to find a way to pick that lock or break that door in.
I believe we have a crew feat for this. One of
Ooh,
them
yes,
I know
you can
was
absolutely show that off. I had
know
sort
one
of
of
expected
them-
you to just Kool-Aid man your way through, but
we have underground maps and pass keys.
brilliant. And while you were doing that, Anavari will have finished following Jeoi Skaspinner into the room. So she will see a beautiful elven grad student with flowing blonde locks, clutching her harp with one hand. She grabs the bottle of wine. She takes the top off with her teeth, which, horrifying. She starts chugging, and between long, long glugs, she is slightly whimpering. They're going to hate me.
How
It's
cursed
going
does
to be
she look?
bad. She
Just
does
nerves?
not look as though she is magically cursed. She looks as though she is academically cursed. She looks as though she would rather handle a snake than go out there and expose herself to all the potential criticism of her performance.
Well, she just got the best pep talker in the world in her room. Nah, just kidding.
They're going
Mike,
to say
you're
it's inauthentic.
yeah, you're probably right.
I've read all the legends. I have studied the music. They're going to say I misinterpreted something.
Yeah,
They're
you
going to
probably
count it
will.
against me. Who are you?
Oh,
Why are you here?
I brought some
You're
glasses.
not
I thought you
helping.
might. Oh, did you need help?
She keeps drinking.
I put the glasses down that I brought. It's like, well, I'll need these. So what you're scared of being judged? Is that what's going on?
This is my entire future we are talking about. If I mess up down there, they're going to remember it forever, and they're going to talk about it, and they're going to talk about me behind my back, and they won't renew my grant. I'll have to TA to pay my tuition.
Oh no.
I don't want to TA. Do you know what happens to TAs? Her elfin beauty is somewhat marred by the streams of tears running down on her face. When you're a TA, you have to get up there and teach in front of undergraduates. There's no time to do research. And you have to grade papers. Full waterworks.
Just anime
We're
tear,
going to
like...
check in on Seneca now.
Meanwhile, I'm accusing a professor of fraud.
Oh no, Arv is grading.
Wow! There are too many academics in this chat for us to be doing this, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Too many PhDs on the dance floor.
How many of them can I make cry by the end of this stream? Is it all of you?
Oh no.
Wow.
But yes,
Yes, so Seneca is fully accusing a professor of academic misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Bramblethorn looks at you, Seneca, and says, "You aren't one of my students. I remember my students, and more importantly, my students are successful. Look at you. You've never had a job placement. You're not tenure track. I can tell from the way you dress."
And that's for a reason. You want everybody else here to believe that you're a kingmaker in academia, and yet you're the one with all of the references. I can't find a single one of your students who's ever had any of their papers read by someone other than you.
There are second readers. You know that Waterdeep University's peer-reviewed journals are highly respected.
I know that they would be if you weren't running any of them. You're just here to scout fresh blood to take advantage of, and all of these young idiots are more than happy to just throw themselves at your feet. But tonight, that's not gonna happen. And How much more effort do I need to
Professor
expend to actually
Bramblethorn.
get past the two people who are standing in front of him?
Professor Bramblethorn looks around the table and says, "Do you hear that, children? She called you idiots." Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
one of these grad students is going to take a swing at you.
Okay.
One who is still seated is throwing their beer.
Are these 2 strikes or 1?
They are happening at the same time.
At the same time. Okay, cool, fun. Which is more effective if I also wanted to close the distance between me and Bramblethorn? A good resistance or just rolling prowl?
I think we've kind of passed the prowl point of the story, and we are moving into skirmish and or wreck territory, depending on how hard you want to throw yourself past the obstacles of the grad students.
Good
Like,
lord.
If you want to just kind of dive through the students to try and grab this man and smash his face into the table.
I don't want to hit him. I just want to get closer while also dodging these things.
So
You are under active attack, and I feel like that has to start
That has to be a
heading into
resistance?
skirmish territory if it's not
Ah.
a resistance. So I would say this is going to be a prowess-based resistance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
How much
gonna
stress
resist.
have you racked up so far?
Oh, I'm already 4. I'm already at 4 stress. This is gonna go poorly. If I, depending on the quality of this resistance, I go straight into trauma. Here's the thing though. If you are an academic or you know any academics, this is in character.
100%, yes. Being an academic is all about trauma.
So let's do the thing.
Yeah,
How do you get
yeah.
bonus dice? How do you get bonus dice for resistance roll? Can you get bonus dice for a resist roll? No. I'm just gonna
Even
click
if you
the thing.
could, I cannot give it to you because there are at least 12 academics here who are willing to defend their thesis advisor. Physically, if it comes to it.
So
Even if they are made of noodles.
Okay, 6
Brandon?
minus 4 is 2 stress.
Okay.
Mike, you were about to
Danica
say a
is-
thing?
So what if the plan was always for Bet and Cheek to be meeting up and Vrash is actually not that far away? Because skirmish, I'm very good at.
Let's keep that in the pocket while I continue playing the thing.
Yeah. But I am happy to be your backup.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, Seneca is closer to the professor. Unfortunately, because he was sitting towards the back of the booth, and there are grad students between Seneca and him, you are basically sprawled across their laps to get at this guy. You are on top of complete strangers.
Wait, before I speak, I would like to observe a thing about the group of people around Professor Bramblethorn, and I am sorry for asking this question. What is the gender demographic of this group?
Mostly boys, and you notice that let's see, there are about 12 people crammed into this booth with the professor. 8 of them are boys in rumpled suits. 3 of them are extremely feminine girls who have clearly spent a lot more time on their grooming than any of the boys had to. One of them is a girl who has dressed like the boys but has clearly had to spend a lot more time with gelling the hair and getting the knot of the tie just right so that she blends in with them. There is like a very set aesthetic here, where it's just like, ooh, yes, we're all trying to dress like little versions of the professor.
Ugh, I hate this so much. Who did I fall on then?
Two boys, both of whom are wearing boat shoes.
Yuck.
They have elbow patches on their blazers. You can tell at this distance that these blazers are not old enough to need elbow patches. These are not like the elbow patches of mending. They're the elbow patches of aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. I I flick one of those elbow patches mildly jokingly, and I say, mostly directed at the two guys that I'm now sitting on. I can look at everyone in this booth and tell who this wrinkled clown is going to help further the career of, just so you can continue to be his lackey, and who he's gonna milk dry and take every single academic value they could possibly provide for his own gain. And you get to decide whether you want to encourage one or the other, but it's never going to be you. You know that, right? You're never gonna sit in his chair. You're never gonna go to the meetings he goes to. No one's gonna invite you to the conferences he gets to speak at. And if you're not angry, you're an idiot. Because you're going to leave this booth thinking that you've gotten something, and what you've gotten is instructions on how to drink. You know you're smarter than this, and that's why you thought to be here. You can be smarter still. And go back to your goddamn research. And make sure he never gets to see a page of it. Or you can buy another Long Island iced tea and wake up tomorrow morning and discover that your name is no longer on any of your docs.
Brandon, I really wish you'd been around to just talk down 2014 Iori.
Oh my god, I would have gotten in fights with actual teachers for you, I'm sure.
One of the grad students that you are currently sprawled across looks down at you. What have you ever discovered? What research have you conducted that was worth stealing? Who are you? I've never seen your face in this university. I've never seen you at a conference. I've never seen you as a guest lecturer.
I lean very close to this boy. Like a half inch from our noses touching. And I see the through gritted teeth. I'm nobody. Do you want to be nobody too? Or do you want to get out of this fucking bar? Should I roll sway?
You should, yes.
I would like to give a free assist.
Oh lord!
You're not in the room!
But I do have a spider ability, even as a chicken myself. It is called
You do?
Foresight. It says 2 times per score you can assist a teammate without paying stress. Tell us how you prepared for this.
All right, go for it.
I, like the nosy chicken that I am, despite not having a nose myself, know that this particular despicable man would be in the bar being despicable. I know also that Seneca would plan to truly ruffle this man's feathers, even though he does not have feathers himself, which is truly a blessing, because I would not like to count him amongst my feathered folk and kin. So, I have engineered some magnificent papers, some magnificent forgery of horrific academic crimes, evidence of academic crimes that Seneca can slap down dramatically, perhaps even gust across the scenery, so that everyone can look at it and be appalled. Yes, this is how I assist.
Okay, so that's a bonus die on your sway roll.
Okay, what's my position and what's my effect?
Let's see. I mean, certainly that one is desperate.
Cool.
And your effect...
Surely ruining an academic's career must at least be great.
Yeah.
An
I would
academic
say
career such as his?
It is great.
Likely story.
However,
Okay.
because of the time we have been spending on this conversation, I am putting 2 more ticks on the countdown to playing that harp.
Mm-hmm. One bonus die. Oh my god. Whoo! 415.
Okay. Well, we have a mixed success in the house.
Mm-hmm.
The boy you are snarling at is visibly shaken. He cannot leave because you are sitting on him. But he looks up at Professor Bramblethorn and says, "You promised you'd write me that recommendation. You told me that there's about to be a tenure track opening at Neverwinter University because Dr. Thistlepelt is leaving the country to follow his children. You told me you were going to write me a letter of recommendation."
I whisper to the boy as he finishes, "You think the children's why he's leaving?"
He's getting a divorce.
Guess why? And then I turn to one of the girls in the room and go, "Don't think you're safe either." This is going terribly. Oh my god.
Is it though?
Seneca is the worst part of me.
Oh.
If you all know the history of Seneca Kiwi and all of my other plays, this is me being devil's advocate on 11. But yes, I love it. Let's continue.
The girl you said that to does splash her wine in your face.
I shrug.
The shirt of the boy you are sitting on is collateral damage in this. We are going to check in on our friend Vrash real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, am I helping? Like, am I knocking down the door for us? What do we think? Because we have the pass keys.
I think because you do have the cart, which we were planning on sneaking the harp out, that Rash would want to get the cart as close to the stairs or the elevator as possible. Well, if the elevator only goes down, then that doesn't matter. But I think access to the cart from the stairs would be super important for anybody bringing the harp in.
Okay.
There is also, however, the super suspicious person by the stairs that Vrash probably personally needs to think about at some point. So
that
those are the two
gentleman
things
was by
that
the
flag for me.
emergency exit. You're fine.
So that's a later problem, maybe, probably. Yeah. So I think Vrash like has done a circuit and tries to sell the idea that, okay, I've done my thing, so now I'm going to go to the elevator because that's what I'm supposed to do. And I think Vrash is like, since Vrash is quite big, Vrash like goes to where the elevator is and wants to figure out whether it will go up or down.
It will go down.
So then I think, well, I'm not good at any of the things that I need to do here. Actually, I'm going to, well, let's see. I could wreck the cart, but that creates future problems for us, which is not as great.
Could you, in theory, if the elevator only goes down, wreck it well enough that it goes up instead?
I mean, that's preposterous.
I
But
don't know enough about physics to argue against it is the problem. I was a humanities major.
Is there like an actual like elevator? Is there a place
The
for the
shaft
elevator
does
to go?
not
The shaft, yeah,
extend up.
exactly.
But like, at this point, I don't trust y'all not to flashback some explosives onto the top of it. So,
I mean, so yeah, I think Vrash like pushes the button, and there's like, no, you need to go up. And then I'm going to like make like I'm angry, and I'm going to wreck the controls of the elevator. And I do have that ability to perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman. So
Also,
wreck
is
it
it
so
a
hard it works the
magic?
way I want it to.
Is it a magic elevator or is it an electric
yes, it
elevator?
is.
Because if it's
It
a
is
magic
elevator.
maybe he wrecks it well enough so that it phases up into the floor that we need it to do.
Yeah, or I could be
you know what?
wrecking
There's
it.
no reason that we can't warp this magic fantasy elevator through the floor, certainly.
Because I might also, maybe I'm wrecking it to set myself up for then doing a tune to make it go up.
Just fully Willy Wonka this. It's great.
Yep. So yeah, I want to use wreck, and I'm going to push myself to do not to be trifled with, to perform a preposterous physical feat, because Vrash is a big boy. What is my position and effect for this ridiculousness?
You are... I'm going to say desperate great because you're about to do massive permanent property damage to an historic building.
Oops.
Oops. That's just what mercenaries do.
I think that there is not enough knowledge or knowledge in how important it is to be historical and or caring about this type of institution. And so I'm going to wreck it.
Hell yes.
So is that desperate? Sorry, was that desperate?
Great.
Cool.
I hope y'all are marking your desperate XP, by the way.
We love to see it. Oh no, I got a 1 and a 2. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. That elevator is not going anywhere. It is stuck. In fact, in the process of wrecking it, the elevator drops part way. It is between floors. The doors are open, so if you wanted to go into the basement from which there are no other exits to steal a box of soda syrup, you've got a way in.
The true con arrives.
But that elevator is not going to move again for the rest of the night. You have, however, created a problem that is going to cost a lot of people you don't like a lot of money to fix. Congratulations.
Yep.
If we can't succeed, at least we can inconvenience others.
You didn't help anybody, but you did make someone really depressed. And that's good enough.
True. I mean, I could still try to attune to like teleport myself up a floor, but that there's all sorts of things that could go poorly with that. And I'm happy to move on to someone else.
In that case, we are going to cut back to Anavari, who has just seen a grad student chug an entire bottle of wine. She's still crying. She's still clutching her harp.
Cool.
If I screw this up, someone's going to write a paper about how bad I screwed it up.
What would happen if you just don't play, though? Is that worse, or...?
I'd have to drop out.
Oh. That's bad, right? That's bad.
I've been here for 6 years. I can't drop out now. I'm so close to finishing my dissertation.
Yeah, that sounds bed. And Bari's like, this sounds very sketch. I don't.
At this point, the skinny, nervous guy is now like leaning over and gently rubbing her shoulders and saying quietly and soothingly, "You're gonna do fine. You're gonna do fine. It's okay. Remember, you don't even have to tune it. The harp tunes itself. It's magic. You can't screw it up. You've practiced this piece 1,000 times."
Yeah, I mean,
Muriel sniffles. Yeah, yeah. You're right, Jeoi. She gives it an experimental strum.
Oh, nuggets. Can I stop her from doing that? Because I
Nothing-
feel like that's important.
There is no actual negative effect other than the sense
Okay.
of deep fucking unpleasantness when she does that. So
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I mean, because we told in advance by Mr. Jobs what exactly the harp does, so that we have some warning to protect ourselves.
Mr. Jobs, gentleman, and Joblin
Yes.
warned you that if the full song that Muriel has announced she is playing, the Ein Sola, is played, it will unleash a terrible curse.
Ah, okay. So it's the song played on the harp that will cause the thing. Got it. Okay. So just the
combination
strum.
of specific.
Yeah.
It just feels real bad when you hear that strum.
Yeah, that sounded terrible.
Oddly, Muriel doesn't seem to be picking up on the unpleasantness, possibly because she's cocooned in so much of her own anxiety, and the harp is certainly in tune. Besides, nothing bad will happen. It's all just a story. It's a metaphor. It's a myth that they made up to explain why bad things happened to them.
Or it's cursed. I mean, things get cursed. Haven't you been cursed before? I've been cursed as jelly legs. It sucked. Had to sit down. Ooh, gave me cramps.
I like how in this magical universe where there are actual people who do magic, that stories about a curse are somehow disregarded.
Yeah, that's wild. We have
Just
no
like everything
analogs to that in our current reality. Nope.
Yeah, just like everything
yeah.
else in the real world, when you even when you know a thing might be potentially true, you don't care about it if it doesn't affect you.
We all
Or maybe it was
simultaneously look at the camera.
aliens. Aliens did it.
Ancient
Exactly.
aliens. Definitely. The extraplanar entities. This is I wouldn't know anything about that. Why are you looking at me like that? That's racist. All right. So, I'm trying to
Jeoi
figure out.
says to Muriel, "Come on, babe, you're supposed to be on stage really, really soon. Come on, let's go down."
You want me to carry that for you, or?
I've got it, but could I have more wine?
Yeah. You got to come
She
downstairs.
is cradling this harp
Yeah.
like a baby.
You know what? How about you stay up here, and I can get you more wine, or we can send your boy toy here. If you
Joey's
love
right.
her.
We've got to get down and we've got to get down and start. We've got to start. Joey, get your drum. And he picks up his drum, and it is clear, about yay high, shaped like a tabla. Her supportive non-academic partner has gotten roped into providing the percussion.
Oh, buddy.
He is her metronome, physically
Oh.
and emotionally.
Wow, that is sad for both of you. All right, cool. So,
They begin down the stairs.
I mean, I am definitely going to stick close behind them because I have a last ditch plan to keep this from going totally wrong, and I need to stay close to her for it to work. We can cut to somebody else now, though.
Yes, I will note that Mr. Jobs asked you to make sure the harp was not damaged.
I
So-
have no intention of damaging the harp. I have other means.
I'm just putting that out there if you're going to, trip her on the stairs. But let's
Well-
check in on Cheek.
I would like to say that just as they leave, I enter the room.
Okay, run and catch up, I guess. Unless there's
No.
something you want to do in here.
I do not run and catch up. I see this. Do I think it's very ugly? This harp?
I mean, it is clearly old as balls, made from things which were not originally musical in purpose.
Oh. I have a question. Can this harp be
Who
dismantled?
knows if I have an answer?
No, that would be damaging it, which we're not supposed to do, I think.
Yeah. I strongly advise against hence dismantling it.
I would like to ask a question of clarification. I have a vial of sleep essence, or rather, it is in my inventory ready to be deployed in flashbacks or planning as required. Does the sleep essence work as a gas, or does it have to be ingested? Or does it do both? Okay.
I am treating essences as potions.
Okay.
She's already looking for more booze, so I feel like that's not that's kind of a gimme.
Okay.
As
You
we
said this
head
harp
down the
is
stairs,
Oh.
as we head down the stairs, Muriel, on her way to the stage, Caston sees her coming and begins lowering the music. Puts a spotlight on her. The follow spot tracks her as she passes through the dance floor. Rash, are you still at the elevator, or have you made your way around back to the dance floor?
I think it's probably funnier if Rash is like right next to the stairs, looking at the elevator, slightly terrified at what he's done.
What happened to your tray of potatoes?
They're very delicious, so yeah, they're all gone.
Okay. Just checking. She is going to start ascending those little stairs between 201 and 202 to get to the stage.
All right. So I can cause a big distraction.
Go for it.
What do we think? So I have made the rounds. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to whatever magical sensor equivalent of a fire alarm is, and I'm going to do a produce flame to turn on the fire alarm.
Yes.
And I want to roll channel.
Attune.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The game I was playing yesterday, it's channel. All right.
Okay.
So...
The thing is, there's no one around to stop you in this corner. So this is really just risky.
Okay.
But it will have great effect.
Very cool. I don't think I have anything that goes with this, which is fine. So I'm going to roll a tune. Risky. Great. No bonus dice. 1 and 1. Woo!
Oh,
The good luck we had earlier has just run dry.
I think the building is now on actual fire.
Or do they have like really good...
I would actually say
God.
It is the saddest fizzle of flame. You could have lit a cigarette. That's about it.
Hey.
You are at this point a little alarmed about yourself, actually, like, my magic, where'd my magic go?
Yeah, I think Rash is doing the magical equivalent of like, oh shit, did I leave my keys somewhere?
You are thoroughly distracted by this. You do not... I think actually from where you are, near the elevator, this way the walls are set up doesn't give you a clear line of sight to the stage. So you're distracted and isolated from the party at this point, and they will have to actively pull your attention to get you back in.
Okay. I think I'd like to resist that consequence and just leave myself with failure.
Okay. Sure thing.
Would that be a resolve resist?
I think it's a resolve, yeah.
Okay. So I've got 2 in resolve, and we will see how this goes. So another double 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had only spent 2 stress, so I'm now at 7. But I am not isolated from the party. I may not be much use to the rest of the group anymore for this score.
You just negged yourself. Now you're super bummed.
I'm way in my own head. Thank God
you didn't trauma out on that, but okay.
So, meanwhile, Cheek is still upstairs. I have a question. I am a magnificent chicken.
You are.
And as you well know, birds are mostly floof.
Yes.
Is there, would you think, about a meter of floof on me?
Oh, 100%.
So, I, a magnificent chicken, a very beautiful chicken, a truly potato-wine chicken, would like to secrete the harp upon my body.
I mean, you have to get it out of Muriel's death grip of terror first.
Oh, I thought they
You can
left.
No, she's been carrying it this whole time. And she is carrying it down to the stage to play it. So you have to get it off her, but once you do, 100%, you can hide that in your floof.
Well, in that case, I will have come down the stairs with my tray, and I see Vrash seeming very disconcerted. I put my tray back on the cart, and I see the very nice lady going up on stage. And I pat Vrash, and I say, "Do we have a plan for that?"
Sorry, what?
Do we have a plan for the music being played?
Silence?
Cheek goes, "Well, that's a very dramatic way of doing it, but okay. Can you get all the lights to turn off when she starts playing?"
I can't do both at the same time. But I think Bet can do one of them. Didn't we say that Bet was going to do the lights?
I can dim them, but not completely darken them, to be clear.
Yeah.
Cheek looks at the fizzing elevator panel and goes, "Well, I had the blueprints for the lights to this building. Could you do what you did there to the lights for the building?"
Yeah, but it's going to be loud. I think they're about to start.
Oh, well.
All right. Did Cheek kind of walk Vrash through this previously, or am I looking at the plan right now and then going to it?
Cheek would have had the blueprints coming in. So Cheek would have said at some point, if the person gets on stage, we would need all the lights to go off.
Okay.
Cheek hasn't told anyone this, but Cheek has a gun.
Yeah.
Okay. Chicken with a gun. Okay. Go on.
Yeah. So to get there, I'm either going to have to be totally obvious, or I'm going to need a lot of help rolling prowl. Or we're going to do something else. because I can definitely roll a tune to try to cast something like silence, or because I can do silence and then like use sorcerer stuff to like enlarge the spell to a larger range. But I think that's going to be easier for me than getting the lights off, because Vrash is a big boy and not stealthy. And as a reminder, with a bit more than half an hour to go, we are raising funds for Speculate, the actual play show that we as the Strange Friends make wonderful chaotic shows for. So if you like what we're doing and want us to do more things like it, maybe more stuff that is a larger portion of comedy and a smaller portion of soul-crushing dystopia, then you can donate via PayPal at mrucontest@gmail.com, or become a subscriber over at patreon.com/speculate. And if we hit the $1,000 goal before the end of the stream, we will do another raffle. So that is that. So yeah, lights, silence. How do we want to do this?
Muriel is on stage. She begins introducing herself. Hi, everyone. I'm Muriel Fairbreeze. I'm specializing in musical anthropology, and I'll be defending my dissertation in about 3 months. As part of that, I'm going to play. It's very clear that chugging an entire bottle of red wine during an anxiety attack on an empty stomach was a very, very, very bad idea. Muriel Fairbreeze vomits, and the vomit stands up. Friends, a red wine elemental is now on stage.
What?
Well, that happened. Okay.
Well, that's one way to defend your thesis. Make everybody else defend themselves. I should have done that.
Okay. That's a thing I guess we have to deal with now.
Well,
It very much is.
Bet is going to attempt to get... We're going to try to get Muriel off the stage. Oh no! Look, there's a thing to fight. You shouldn't fight it. It could hurt the harp. Let's go.
Muriel is screaming.
Cool.
Joey Scott Spinner is also screaming, and he throws his drum at the red wine elemental.
Nice.
It passes through, bounces off the wall, rattles uselessly to the ground.
All right, sweet.
Okay.
Come on, Brash. Yeah.
This I can do something about. So Vrash kind of kind of shoulders through the crowd, and I'm going to use my ice breath weapon to freeze the red wine elemental into frosé.
Roll a tune for me, please.
All right. If I push, I'm out of the scene. So
Is there any way to
I have
assist
a
this?
devil's
Come
bargain.
on.
what's the devil's bargain?
If you freeze for your extra die, the bouncer by the emergency exit sees and recognizes you.
Sold.
And okay.
Great. So I'm rolling a tune. What is my position and effect on this red wine elemental?
Desperate. However, I'm going to set your effect at standard because you cannot freeze alcohol fully solid.
Sure. We're going to end up with a slushy.
Yes.
Okay, so this is one bonus die, and I have 2 dice in a tune, 2 points in a tune, and I am really, really hoping for... Actually, you know what? Here's a thing I can do. I have a bunch of channel points. I'm going to spend 50,000 channel points to give myself an inspiration.
Oh
I don't want to F around here.
Yes. Beautiful.
So
Is
that's
there any way that any of us can give you an assist for this?
Arv says direct violation.
Wow. I don't blame him.
I don't know. I feel like Iori is the GM here.
I will
True.
permit it. Wait, is
Uh,
Arundel also redeeming? Are we up to 4 dice?
I think maybe Arundel's inspiration is a legal one according to the Arvanelleron channel rules.
I mean, this is an academic one-shot. Literally anything is legal if we argue it from the correct paper. So yes, I argue that both inspirations are legal.
I am happy to permit both.
all right. Yeah, so I'm going to take Desperate Standard with +2 dice, one from Devil's Bargain and one from the Inspiration.
Okay. Okay. Triple 4s and a 3. We have... You have slowed it down, certainly. But now there is a rampaging slushy creature. A large rampaging slushy. It's not even targeting its violence. It is flailing. It resents that it has been conjured into existence. It doesn't want to be like this. It only has rudimentary consciousness, but that is a super, super unpleasant experience. Being conscious is hell to this creature. It is flailing. There goes the mic stand. It fires off a blast of red wine, shorts out a speaker. Another blast of red wine into the crowd. The grad students are screaming and scattering, and God, you would think that students who do magic would respond to a magical threat with magic. But they're mainly responding with screaming.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is the lighting situation around here?
Casting spells in shock has cut his thaumaturgy. There is no more coloredy fun lighting. There is just the in-house lighting. There is no longer a magical spotlight on Muriel. There are only the direct lights down to the stage.
So the stage is well lit and visible?
Yes.
I would really like those lights to go.
Done. They're dark now. They're not, again, it's not like total blackness, but I can definitely dim them for a minute.
It is certainly significantly dimmed. In the darkness, Castin, drawing upon his family legacy, fires off his great-grandfather's patented magic missile. Misses. That one goes into the back wall. Ugh. That definitely damaged some brickwork. Doesn't leave a hole, but there is structural damage.
Sheik would like to do a remake of Chicken Run. Sheik would like to run onto the stage. Sheik would like to duck behind the cover of this glorious red wine creature and secretes the harp upon her person and chicken run out of there.
I think we need to break that into multiple rolls for it to be fair.
I will definitely help with that.
Okay, so I would say you're going to need to prowl or hunt to get on the stage, I think. And then finesse is going to be your actual stealing. But you have to get yourself through the screaming crowd and dodge the red wine elemental before you can do any of the finessing.
Could I argue for wreck instead? Because that is where I have
Yes,
points.
absolutely.
Wreck a place, item, or
This
obstacle
is
with savage
certainly-
force.
Yes, this is a wreck applicable situation, certainly.
Do you have a devil's bargain for me?
The one that I had prepared for you, who is not is not useful in this particular situation. But
Oof.
I'll say that the lights above, so Devil's Bargain, if you do this, you are going to trip some of the magic wiring in your charge. The lights above will begin to fizz and spark, which means that attacks from the red wine elemental, if they contact the electrical systems, may cause a fire.
Cheek plays with fire for a living. Cheek fears no such thing. I will take that devil's bargain.
Please remember that there are like several dozen grad students in here who will need to be evacuated. That's not necessarily your problem, but it is a problem that should be considered.
For the first
for
3
it.
years of her life, which is the years up until her adulthood, she could not read. She doesn't even know what a grad student is. This is all very exciting for her. This is her living out the college experience. It's turning out great so far.
And I just want to check in, Brendan, is Seneca still sprawled over these people's laps screaming, or has Seneca decided to join in on let's deal with the red wine elemental?
I have diverted my attention to only engaging so much with the red wine elemental such that it would prove that I have some academic capacity that allows me to resolve the red wine elemental problem.
Ooh. Oh, hello, we're being raided.
Hello, thank you for
Friends,
raiding us, Ned Donovan 13.
Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
We are playing Blades in the Deep, which is what happens when you take the Blades in the Dark rule set to Waterdeep from Dungeons & Dragons. Currently, our party is attempting to recover the cursed harp from a elven graduate student who has just vomited out a red wine elemental.
As you do.
So, currently, I'm about to wreck my way to the stage. I have 1 dot in wreck. I have the devil's bargain. If there's an assist or multiple assists, that would be great, because I am not sure where foresight could come in for me to... Oh wait, I can only assist a teammate. Never mind.
I will assist.
How are you going to do that?
One of the things that I would like to do is so I have a Spirit Bane charm on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to take it and throw it for Cheek to catch it and use it. And I'd like to do it while still maintaining eye contact with Bramblethorn.
Beautiful.
I too have a Spirit Bane charm. Am I just holding 2 Spirit Bane charms as I'm chicken running at the stage?
Mm-hmm.
Just woo woo.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. 2 anti-curse machines is better than 1.
Yes. What is my position and what is my effect?
Desperate great.
That is going to be desperate limited, because I have level 1 harm, so I have 1 less.
Oh, yes, I did give you harm.
Oh wait, I think it's desperate standard.
Desperate standard.
Yeah. Okay, are we ready?
I forgot we bounced you off all those walls.
bonus dice. That was 2 bonus dice, correct? One
Devil's
from the assist,
bargain
one from
and
the devil's
assist
bargain.
from Seneca.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Crit.
That's a 5, a 5, and a 1.
Okay. Wingspan outstretched, a spirit bane charm in either hand. Cheek copper chime charges the stage. One wing, and thus one spirit bane charm, does clip the red wine elemental. Congratulations, you have removed one of its arms. It is now trying to regenerate that arm, but given the fact that it's kind of like froze slushified, it's happening very, very slowly. Like the world's saddest, slowest starfish. You are on stage. You are in grabbing distance of Muriel Fairbreeze and the Cursed Harp. You can roll for finesse to try to get that harp off her in this dim light as it fizzes and sparks above you.
I will definitely assist with this.
Yes, okay. Oh, let me
Jeoi,
see.
how are you feeling about this? Shall I use the channel inspiration here?
I have 2 points in finesse. I will get 1 for assist. A 4th one might be good because this is the part where we have to get the harp onto a party member.
It'd be really, really great to get a 6 here. So yeah, I'm going to redeem the channel inspiration from channel points that I could not use on me for Cheek.
Okay.
My position and effect, please.
Desperate. Great. Wait, and now we've bumped. Hang on. No.
Is
this
still...
thing even set up to handle extreme? Because you're still harmed. But I feel like getting the cursed harp is a very, very serious effect.
Yeah, you can do extreme.
Okay. So that's an
would drop
extreme
down
that
to
gets
great.
knocked to great.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I am so injured that curses affect me less. I should be injured more.
I mean, you're not getting cursed by holding it. Also,
okay, so...
thank you for reminding me, chat. I do just want to confirm. The gun is still in a state of concealed carry, correct?
Yes.
Because you have a Spirit Bane charm in each hand. You will have to drop 1 Spirit Bane charm at least to make this happen. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. My assist is going to involve me taking my weighted scarf and essentially just wrapping it very quickly around Muriel to kind of trap her arms.
Beautiful.
So that she will not drop the harp, but she cannot fight to like when Cheek goes to get it.
Okay.
So that's 2 bonus dice. Are we ready? I'm gonna freak out a little bit. That's a 5, 5, 5, and a 1.
Okay. Beautiful. So, certainly...
I will say to finesse it, because I had the 2 charms in my hands, I guess the mixed success part of the 5 is that I have to drop the charms in order to finesse the harp away, and I'm not able to pick the map up. I'm willing to have that be the consequence.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. You get the harp, you are secreting it in your floof, you are no longer holding your Spirit Bane charms, and the red wine in elemental, in its slowed, slushy state, is lumbering in for you. Because you have taken away its arm, and it is upset. It didn't want to be born. Existence is a curse upon it. And right now, you are the thing that has made it most recently upset.
Oh dear! How is Muriel looking?
Unhappy.
Trapped.
Trapped?
Can I...
Harpless? Crying? I have paid so much money on my tuition. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
Well,
all those textbooks.
If it's any consolation.
For the last 2 years. I had to pay 4 years just to get this far.
Well, nobody's going to
still
forget
have
that you
debt from
puked up a red
undergrad.
wine elemental. This will be the most memorable concert that anyone at this university has ever given.
Can I push her off the stage into?
No, I'm
Beth's
holding
arms?
her. I'm
Oh,
holding
you're
her right
holding
now.
her?
Yeah. I have
Okay.
a scarf wrapped around her. Her arms are trapped.
Are you on stage with me?
Yeah, no, I've been behind her the whole time. I never left.
Oh, right. Okay. I look to
They're
you.
going to talk about this at the conference.
They
Someone's
really
going
are.
to present about it.
You are going to be so
weeping.
infamous forever.
I look at you
Not
and I
only
say,
is she weeping,
"Let's go."
Joey Scottspinner has abandoned the stage. Anavari, you can see him down in the pit. He is in the dance floor, elbowing through. He is in with the mess of grad students stampeding for the doors.
Is Caston still up there?
Caston is still in the booth.
I definitely
trying to thaumaturge some light back into the room.
Okay, so I have the thing around her, and I basically do like the unroll, and I just reel her towards Caston, and then I take off after Cheek.
Caston screams after you, "I was doing this as a favor! They're never going to let me pledge now!"
Oh, bummer. I'll buy you a beer next time.
Kid?
You can't complain, you're not legal.
Okay, so
Caston's gonna kill himself. Caston is in a lot of trouble.
As Sheik dashes by, she tosses a bottle of fine whiskey at him and goes, "Worth more than a pledge, dear." As she just
he
fumes
fumbles
by.
and drops it. He is having a bad day. He was going to get a legacy admission to this school, and now that is in jeopardy.
Caston, no, you're not supposed to.
Strixhaven is really great. It's cool. There's better options.
Strange friends, how are you going to make your escape? Especially given that the main entrance is being stampeded by grad students. Another throng of grad students is going for the emergency exit, which is still barred by. At this point, our dear friend Vrash knows, oh god, that's Merle Hollyleaf. You never ever wanted to see this motherfucker again.
So there's mercenaries, and some of them like fighting. And then there's mercenaries, and some of them like killing people. And they're not good to be around. And Merle is a big part of why Vrash stopped being a mercenary.
You notice that he is not letting people out the emergency exit. He is trying to redirect them back into the press.
Oh, then I'm going to tackle him out of the building.
Is the door open? Is the emergency exit door open or closed?
It is closed.
It is closed? Sorry.
It is closed. Vrash, where are you in relation to the emergency exit? Because we'll need to have you cover, like, a sprint.
Yeah, that's accurate. But I think because this is a one shot and because it's funny, I think I'm going to push myself to use not to be trifled with and just steam train through the room and knock merely kind of through the door so that we have an exit.
Thaumaturgy, the door's open.
Beautiful.
The door is open.
Door open. Steam train. Are you going to trauma out?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Someone's going to have to like throw me on a Tensor's floating disk.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Okay.
Wait, can I prevent this traumaing from happening?
How do you propose to do that?
I see Vrash, my favorite big boy, my favorite biggest boy, about to charge. I grab him by his bicep, which is my favorite part of him. And I put my pistol in his hand.
So that's a
If Mike's
small
on
pistol.
board, I will absolutely permit it.
And I say, gun him down, rat-tat-tat-tat.
So this is a holdout pistol, right?
It is a concealed palm pistol. It's very, very lovely.
Yeah. So
It's shaped like a chicken.
Say hello to your little friend.
Having been a spider, mechanically, I know that those don't work from more than a couple of feet away.
Yes.
So I can skirmish to barrel my way through the crowd and then try to shoot him, but that's probably 2 rolls, or we can do something else.
I mean,
I'm happy to assist
you
by
brought
wrecking.
a gun to a bar full of wizards. I'm going to give you that as 1 skirmish. I think Jeoi will need to provide that wreck for an assist.
Wait, would you say that you brought a gun to a barf fight?
Yes.
You brought a chicken with a gun to a bar fight.
Yeah, it's
Immediate win.
We find out that shield does not work on bullets. It only works on magic missiles. So yeah, what's my position to like charge through the crowd and take Merle out of the scene with like I get our guns.
Where
like
do you want to shoot him?
That's
going to determine effect.
In the bad leg.
Oh, okay. Okay, then this is only going to be desperate great, because you're covering a lot of ground.
Okay.
It was going to be extreme if you decided to kill him. I'm just putting that out there.
I think the funnier thing is not to kill Merle, but is to make it so he can't kill other people.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to be rolling skirmish. This is
I am adding this to his character card.
Desperate. Great. And I'm getting an assist from Cheek.
Yes, because I am helping clear the way for you.
Great. And is there a devil's bargain here?
Does it help clear up any of the crowd depending on when I open the doors? Like if I open the doors behind him, like right, would that potentially, some people then can stream past him and give us a clearer shot at the exit?
Yeah, I will give you that with the doors.
Okay.
The devil's bargain here is that the bullet will hit, but it will not lodge in the leg. It will go through, and you will also get a grad student in the leg or foot.
Oh no, I think Vrash doesn't want to hurt somebody, so I'm gonna pass on that one. But it's good because if you have 100% hit rate with Devil's Bargains, then maybe you were not being mean enough, or the players are being super self-destructive. So that's 1 bonus die instead of 2, and here we go. That's 4-2-4.
Okay. You shoot him. He lunges for you. On his good leg, he springs and attempts to tackle you. If you don't resist, then the 2 of you go down amongst the stampede.
I protect him. I can protect a teammate.
Beautiful.
Yeah, what does that look like, Jeoi?
I am a 5-foot-tall chicken. A magnificent 5-foot-tall chicken. I leap as he is shot, and I make myself as big as possible and land on his feet first.
Caw.
Caw.
You do it. Yes, you do the thing. It is beautiful. Don't forget to mark stress for that ability if applicable. Seneca, where are you?
I was just gonna say, I am now looking for Seneca. Like, where did Seneca go?
Even as they are like, some of them have evacuated this booth. Professor Bramblethorn has clambered to his feet and is pushing past to get out of the other side of the booth to go confront the red wine elemental.
I let him, but I'm glaring the whole time.
Okay. Are you going to evacuate?
I'm gonna ask the kids to.
Aw.
And I'm shouting behind them as they leave. Your work is more important than this guy's validation. Just do your research.
Okay. We need Jeoi to roll that resistance on Vrash's behalf.
Yes, I believe that would be a prowess resistance roll because it is a physical
Yes.
resistance. Okay.
You are engaging in a physical intimidation.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. That's pretty bad. So 6 minus 1, I take 5 stress.
Woof!
Aren't you glad I took that for you, Fred?
Wouldn't it be 4? 6 minus 2?
4.
Oh, the highest result, not the lowest result.
Yeah.
Yes, so I take 4.
Still bad.
Still bad.
But we're close enough to the end of the mission that hopefully, fingers crossed, you will get out of this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have Seneca evacuating grad students. We have Vrash and Cheek out with the harp now. You are in the emergency exit leads to the street. This is wonderful. You are in the crowded street outside the university. And Navari, where are you?
I actually went to make sure Seneca got out because I can open the door from a distance, so I didn't have to be like right next to them. But yeah, so I am now trying to get Seneca out, or ensuring that Seneca gets out because she.
Will you be leaving via the main entrance or the emergency exit?
I feel like we're closer to the emergency exit still, so probably the emergency exit as well. And then we will meet back at the cart, I think.
Yeah. The cart was in the courtyard.
Yeah,
the courtyard
so
is now a scene of like seething, teeming chaos as the stampede moshes its way into the courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure that you're going to like what state that cart is in when you get it back.
Wait, did we sneak it in though? Actually, no, we had brought it.
You had sub carts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You could not bring the full size one in. But let's have a group prowl to get the two of you out of the building.
All right.
Okay.
I think I have less stress, so I'll lead that action, right?
Okay, fine by me. How much dots do you have in Prowl?
I have 2.
Okay, cool.
All right, here we go. Do I need to get any? Do I get any bonus die? No, it's just a group action. What's my position?
Risky standard.
Cool. All right. Any bonus die because we're both really good at sneak? No? All right, Here we go. There's a 3 and a 4.
Okay.
I got a 5 and a 4, so I guess neither of us failed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do get out. I am going to inflict level 1 harm on both of you in the process of getting through the stampede.
Mm-hmm.
It is dreadful. It is Comiket level tight. People have been panicking, so there is just a whole mess of other people's sweat and tears on you by the time you have wriggled free into the street.
Mm-hmm.
You both badly need a shower. It's gross.
Ew.
But
smells like academics.
Wow.
But you are all safely out of the nightclub, and Sola's harp has not been played. No dreadful curse has been called down upon the city of Waterdeep today, here, by the specific people you were going after.
I mean, the day is young.
Yeah.
And the hijinks are endless.
You don't know what's going on the other side of town. Someone must be calling some kind of dread curse down on somebody around here.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So
wow.
we just got a donation for $176 USD, which, if I am doing my math correctly, takes us to $1,001? Question mark.
Beautiful.
Which is a beautiful and strange number to hit as we seem to be finishing this adventure.
Just like the
Yes.
1001 Nights.
I don't recognize this name. That doesn't mean it isn't somebody on the stream. So if you just made a donation at 11:51 and would like to be identified in chat, you are welcome to do so. But we are very, very grateful to you, and I especially appreciate the chaos energy that you bring by donating to get us to $1,001. It's very in keeping with how the Strange Friends roll.
Indeed. You do later the next day, you return the harp to Mr. Jobs, gentleman, Joblin, pillar of the community. Your status with the Joblin community is again raised. Please be aware that I will be assigning heat with the university. You do learn in subsequent days that 4 grad students were crushed in the stampede, and that, god damn it, Professor Bramblethorn vanquished the red wine elemental.
But was it using his own methods?
One of his grad students is quitting the program to transfer to Strixhaven. 3 undergrads are applying to take his place.
No.
This is the worst post-credits, like, recap.
That is where we are concluding tonight's adventure in the magical, beautiful city of Waterdeep.
Yay!
Later,
Iori, that was amazing.
Anavari and Seneca sneak into Bramblethorn's office and wreck it. Because
No. I'm gonna write a response to one of his papers in the next academic journal. Seneca's never gone to school before, but is now going to read academic documents to prove that Bramblethorn has never done his own research a day in his life. And I don't really have beef for the guy.
Bramblethorn was not one of the NPCs I had actually prepared for the show. I had to come up with him on the fly, and now I'm going to have to write you an adventure so that you can destroy his life.
Sorry, I just needed to destroy him. It was necessary.
All right.
Bramblethorn was the chair of this campaign.
Okay. So, as we are wrapping up, I want to make sure that chat knows where to find my lovely strange friends around the internet. Valerie, let's start with you.
Woo woo! You can find me. Oh God. Well, you can find me online at valerievaldes.com that's with an S if you're listening later. I guess you can find me there on Twitter for however long that lasts, and I'm actually also on Mastodon now because why not go to an extinct creature from another extinct creature? I also stream on Twitch as the kids are asleep.
And don't forget to buy Valerie's books. Valerie, tell us about those books.
You can buy my Chilling Effect trilogy, Chilling Effect, Prime Deceptions, and Fault Tolerance, which just came out in August. And then next year, hopefully, depending on HarperCollins strike, support your unions, friends. I have a new book coming out, Where Peace is Lost.
Those books are amazing because they beautifully dance between absolutely gonzo and really intense, heartfelt, and emotional.
Jeoi, where can people find you?
Hello, you can find me inside this very chat as Strange Pomelo, because I am indeed a weird fruit. I am also a game and fiction writer. He, they pronouns for me. I am currently on Twitter at This Is My Design. Design is spelled capital DASEIN. It is a philosophy and Hannibal pun. Where shall I go from there? Who knows? Certainly not me. Only the future can tell.
Brandon?
Hello, everyone. It has been me again, and will continue to be me for quite some time. Brandon O'Brien, poet, writer, game designer from Trinidad and Tobago. Pronouns he, him, or they, them. You can find me on almost every social media platform at The Rising Tides. That's TITHES. That now includes a brief and weird return to Tumblr, Mastodon at The Rising Tides at Wandering.shop. Which, by the way, if you're not in Wandering Shop, you should do that. That's where all the cool SFF writers are. I'm on co-host. None of you know what co-host is, but cohost.org/The Rising Tides. I make games. If you want to play the games that I make, therisingtides.itch.io. I am working on some things, and I'd really like it if you supported the things that I have splash pages for on my itch.io page, including my Kamen Rider unique system hack called Hero Revolution, and of course Soundclash, which I stream the actual playtest of on this channel, which you can find out more about at on my itch.io page. And also, I wrote this book. It's called Can You Sign My Tentacle? My camera wants to hide it from you because it is very cool and does not want you to buy it, which is why you must buy it. It won the SFPA Elgin Award, and I think that that's rad. So if you're into a thing that won an award, please do the thing.
Mike?
Hello, and soon goodbye, as I steal Yoi's line because we are switching places this game. I wrote Geekomancy. This is an urban fantasy adventure series where fandom and love of pop culture is its own magic system. That is the series that I gave away a set of for the raffle earlier on. These are now all available in both ebook, in a new edition, and paperback. They are beautiful and wonderful. And if you like geeky urban fantasy that's a little bit what if Buffy was in the world of Dresden Files, then you should check those out. I'm one of the co-hosts here at Speculate, along with Brandon and Greg, aka our channel host. And I want to say thank you again so much to Iori for stepping up to the bat and absolutely killing it with a delightful adventure. And thank you to my wonderful strange friends. I'm very happy and excited that we have a logo that now I feel gives us carte blanche to do more preposterousness. And you are likely to find that preposterousness here as a part of Speculate, based on existing relationships and because we all like working together. And you can find me on Twitter at Mike R. Underwood. I stream at twitch.tv/turbotango. And I mean, other socials exist. I'm honestly, I'm too tired to do TikTok, friends. It's so exhausting to think about.
We're too old for TikTok. We're just not cool enough. Sorry, everybody.
You have your alternate ego doing VicTalks anyway, so you don't need to do that in real life.
That's true. We are going to be doing a session of Girl by Moonlight Fractal Spire, not tomorrow, but next Sunday, because 3 days in a row is too much for us to ask of anyone, including ourselves. And that is that. I'm going to double check to see if there are any very final...
I am Kusano Iori. You can find me at kusanoiori.com or on Twitter at Iori Kusano. If anything happens to Twitter, you can find me in the woods, touching grass, planting potatoes, and enjoying my life. And next year, I will have my first light novel out from Neon Hemlock, Hybrid Heart. We are hoping to have a pre-order link up for that sometime in the next week. The fantastic Natsujirushi is doing my cover art. I am super hyped to be collaborating with someone who has done a lot of really cool VTuber rigs and design on this. Let's see.
I am very excited for the thing.
Today's adventure, again, was Blades in the Deep. I want to shout out Artie Jabri from Sanshi for his collaboration on scenario design. He is the one who came up with the liquor-based elementals, which were going to be directly determined by what the party was serving to the NPCs. As always, you can fight me on Master Duel. Arudinel has kindly put my link into the chat. Fight me. Fight me. And I think, is Arv coming back? Arv, you joining us? Thank you so much for
Always.
hosting us here tonight. This has been a blast.
It was a blast to have a chance to listen to it while I was grading academic work. It was a blast to listen to it while I was grading and listening to mods obliterate rules in the service of academic bashing while grading papers for academic. No, it was extremely funny. And it was a lot of fun to listen to. And the person who did that last donation, and I'm not surprised, actually, both because of generosity and because of trolldom, was Dragon Spear, who, of course, took it exactly $1 over 1,000. This is right standard with Dragon Spear and previous things. So Dragon has been enormously generous over the years. So thank you again, Dragon Spear. And we did it, y'all. We passed our second goal, 1,001 out of 1,000. So we're doing one more raffle. I will let these folks go and wrap up. I will say thank you to the Strange Friends. That was great. Wonderful work, Iori, of course, on this, as everyone has said. Wonderful play, as always, players. And I will also say again thank you to my co-hosts here, Brandon and Mike. This was an idea that we had a few months ago that we thought would be a good way to kickstart, but not using Kickstarter, but kickstart getting some funding, and it did exactly what we hoped it would do. So it's great. It means you'll get a lot more good Speculate stuff from us. And so, Mike, Brandon, thank you. Any last things either of the two of you want to say before I let all of y'all go?
Mike, you can go ahead.
Sure. My short thing is, as social media platforms are exploding and or imploding, I think it's even more important for us to celebrate and keep fostering the community that we build here in doing all of these games and sharing our love of stories. So that's me.
Yep.
As for me, again, thank you so very much for the love that you have been giving Speculate, not only by supporting the fundraiser tonight, but simply by being here, because we are playing the games because we want you to enjoy us being lovers of stories. We are all here because we enjoy telling and hearing and consuming good narrative content. And I'm glad that you place your faith in us. And I hope that after tonight, as we continue to grow Speculate, a lot of that faith will also go into sharing the stuff that we do with folks who have not heard a thing. So also consider letting other people know, hey, there's this really cool thing that a lot of very cool writers are doing. And if you want to hear a good AP podcast told by people who know how to make a story go absolutely insane, Speculate is a thing that you can share, and I hope that you do, and I hope that other people discover it from you and know that you have shared it with them because you love this thing. Because ultimately, that love and that appreciation is how we got to $1,001 in the middle of the night. So that was really rad, and thank you so very much for that.
That was great. And also thank you as well to Shaun Duke, to Trish, to Paul Weimer for being part of the opening salvo of this thing, which got us off to a great start, playing our D&D, which was also very funny earlier on today. And also, of course, to Critical Crafting for providing the adventure for that, Folktales of Gristwood. And then thank you to Noelle Leigh for joining us during the Destiny 2 playthrough, which didn't run over at all and was completely done on time because we weren't distracted at all by shooting things and hearing about lore. And that was amazing as well. So thank you to Noelle. And last of all, again, one last time, thank you to the Strange Friends. We will see these folks back here for Girl by Moonlight. It has been a real honor to be able to host the group, this particular group. It's been an honor to host everybody doing the various things, but it's been an honor to host this group as part of Speculate in a very long and Great Blades in the Dark campaign, in a very intense Girl by Moonlight campaign. And I could feel the relief was palpable that we had something a little bit lower stakes, he said, looking at his pile of papers to his left, but a little bit lower stakes, for something like that. So it was nice to see that. So
again, we weren't judging you. You're a good professor.
I know. Yes, I know. It's always present company accepted. I get it. Yes, I get it. But no, seriously, thank you again to all the Strange Friends, and thank you to Brandon and Mike. We'll be talking to you folks more about Speculate stuff. I will wrap up. Chat, can we get some love for the amazing Strange Friends? And thank you, Brandon, Mike, Valerie, Iori. Great work from everybody, and I will see you folks down the line. Bye for now. All right, and I get to have the very pleasant duty of finally wrapping us up here tonight, and ending what was a fully successful fundraiser. This is exactly what we wanted. We figured that we could put together something like this that would be a marathon stream on a Saturday, and that we could, combine our talents to do these things, and combine friends and people that we have that were able to jump on board with this, and that we could run it over the course of the day, and that if the goal wasn't ridiculous, like it wasn't absurd. Oh, thanks, Alphabet. Yeah, you get to see my tired eyes as I'm like bleary-eyed from grading. But yeah, so we were just greatly, we had a feeling that we could do something that would work. And once we hit the $500, we were like, oh, this is great. And we're like, we would love to be able to get to that next level. And we just did. So 1,001 out of 1,000. What a great way to end. The Pay the Mods Marathon worked out. Listen, Dragon, I'm trying to build up the own, anyway. But I am, as I smash this helpless grad students' dreams. No, these are undergraduates. I do not have graduate students myself. Maybe someday in the future. But anyway, it was great. So thank you again, chat. As always, again and again and again and again, we have returned back to to our community, to the Arvanauts community, and to the Speculate listener community. And again, we have collectively decided that we were going to continue to produce good things, good content. Whether it was the Gray Shade Kickstarter that you folks really, really were an enormous part of helping get over the line earlier on this year, which was hugely individually important to me, and also hugely important to Athos Arts, and hugely important to all the people that were associated with and worked so hard on that. And then again, we did this, for this much smaller, but obviously still significant for us, Speculate Kickstarter too. So that was really great. And and I really am grateful to everybody for being willing to do that. And the great news about this is that this means that, first of all, it means that our funding is in pretty good condition now, especially with the extra Patreon support. We're back up now to 13 patrons, $50 per month. That really helps us too. And that's calculated as part of this $1,000. So you put all that together, and it means that we will be able to continue to pay Rudy, our editor, for a number of more episodes. It means we'll hopefully be able to release them more frequently, and we might even be able to do a couple things like website design and adjustment. And so that will be really great too. So again, I'm very grateful for all of that. And on behalf of Brandon and Mike, thank you all so much for that incredible support. I will say last of all that we will be off tomorrow and Monday, but I will be back on Tuesday for only one stream that day. And I'm going to be streaming some more of what I believe is Ghost of Tsushima. I will not be doing Pen and Pixels on GogComp's Twitch channel because I am going to be doing an interview over at Fairfield Theater Company, which is a prominent off-Broadway theater down in Southern Connecticut, not that far from where I live. And I'm going to be there doing a conversation, basically, where they're going to be talking to me as a creative, as someone who writes, as someone who does dungeon mastering, as someone who live streams, all of same. And so they wanted to speak to me, and they're going to be doing it in front of a live audience and all that. So it's going to be cool. And so I'm going to be doing that Tuesday night. And so no GOG stream on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday is off, and then Friday we get back into. I think Friday might also be Ghost of Tsushima. He said, doubtfully, not 100% sure. Oh no, that's right. This Friday is actually D&D with viewers, so I get to play with all of you lovely folks again, Into the Unknown as we continue that, and then Saturday the 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern, late start for that to accommodate player schedules. That's going to be D&D with Infinity and Beyond Eberron as we get back into the Eberron world. That'll be 2 weeks in a row for Eberron because we're going to do it the 26th as well. And then a week from today, a week from Sunday anyway, will be the Speculate Twitch stream of Girl by Moonlight. So, yeah, there you go. So anyway, that's the deal with that. I am really grateful to everybody, and thank you so much. Last call on this raffle. Let's finish up this raffle here. We have 4 entered for the giveaway. 4 entered for that giveaway of the Icarus and not Icarus and Jelinek, that was won by Izzy, of the 3 CDs, the 3 albums, which includes 5 Years Later with album art done by the incomparable rock god, and with Drift and with Monomyth. Those are the 3 albums from my band so far. We are working on our 4th album. as we speak. It has been a long process, but we're getting there. So yeah, you're going to get a 3-pack of that, which will be signed by myself and sent off to all of you. And of course, the early raffle winners will have gotten a signed copy of Can You Sign My Tentacle from Brandon O'Brien sent to you, and signed copies of the Re-Reyes Geekomancy series from Michael R. Underwood, also signed and shipped by Mike himself. So the raffles were great. We were able to do just little things, I think, to kind of bring us over. It wasn't the massive giveaway focus that we have for some events, even like ArvCon. But it was great to see that. Oh, and I can't believe and when I was talking about like how generous the community is, and also ArvCon, which had a record, despite all the difficulty economically we had earlier in the year. ArvCon was a huge, overwhelming success, and was the biggest amount of money that we've raised for the year. So there's that too. So ArvCon, Gray Shade, this Speculate fundraiser was a big deal. And so thank you, as always, for the generosity that we have. All right, going once, going twice. And it is Triffity Mats who wins. And who deserves it more than Triffity Mats? Seriously, who deserves these albums more than Triffid does after that incredible work on the video, the intro video that we had here? Absolutely perfect. Just chef's kiss. That is the best. That's awesome. So congratulations. Congratulations to Triffid. And Triffid, just make sure that we speak to each other on Discord so I can get your info and I can mail you this stuff. I don't think I've mailed you stuff before. So I can make sure that I have your information and I will sign these things and then send them off to you. So that's going to be great. Yeah, exactly. A trade. My songs for yours. So that's awesome. Well, chat, that's going to do it for us for today. We have been on for a long time. I am going to do a raid, though, because it is not super late comparatively. It would be great if people could zip over and do that raid, and then, obviously head off to bed or do whatever you're going to do. I think I'm going to, let me see who I've got here. Yes, I actually, and you know what? Not only am I going to do this, and I'll tell you why I'm going to do this too. I almost never do this where I actually say who we're rating, but I am going to explain why. But you are forbidden from going over and rating early. Okay, please do it when I bring you over there. Automagically. We are going to raid Sneaky Teak, and I'll tell you why. I have previously done a couple of streams with Sneaky Teak. And the reason that I'm going to raid is because they are doing a charity stream right now, and it is, quote, supporting the Trans Empowerment Project, which is a nonprofit focused on creating cultural change by building relationships as they create a system that centers the lives of disabled trans people of color. And they have raised funds and awareness for them in the past, and they are playing Slay the Spire, which is a great game. So that feels like a perfect place for us to go. So we're going to head over to Teak. But again, don't do this until I bring us over all automagically. I want to thank, again, my wonderful folks who did this. If you like what you saw and heard, again, the focus all today was about Speculate. But I will mention, if you like what you saw and heard, please follow the channel. Check out our YouTube at !ArvTube and our Discord !ArvCord and our Twitter !ArvTweets. Please follow / subscribe to us on all those things. That's all free to do, but it really gives us support. And the rest of the financial stuff, I'll kick back in with that on Tuesday as far as my channel's concerned. You already know the drill. You folks have been wonderful about supporting it today. !Speculate for my podcast that I co-host with Brandon O'Brien and Michael R. Underwood. And you're going to get a lot more actual play from us now. Now you've done it. Listen, if you didn't want red wine elemental slushies, I can't help you because you have no one to blame but yourselves. So we've got more of that coming up over the next year. So that is going to do it for me. I am going to do this raid. When you do the raid, by the way, incidentally, this is the way you do it. It's very simple. If you are not a sub, you do this: the Arvanauts have landed, followed by Twitch raid, lowercase Twitch, uppercase R, lowercase AID. And if you are a sub, you can do this, which is the Arvanauts have landed, Gristwood, and then Twitch Raid, and then Arvany Roar, Arvany Hype, Arvany Witch, Arvany Woe, Arvany Love, Arvany Smug, Arvany, all of the Arvanys. If you can do all of those when you're brought over, that will be good for them, good for us, and good for everybody concerned. So I want to thank all of the people who made this possible. First of all, thank you to, again, the Strange Friends. Thank you to Jeoi. Thank you to Valerie. Thank you to Iori for game mastering it. And thank you, of course, to Mike and Brandon there. Thank you to Mike, Brandon, and Noelle Leigh for the Destiny 2 stream. That was a ton of fun. I hope to do more of that in the future. And thanks as well, of course, to Triffity Mats, to Prince Justin, and to Alphabet Streams, to Trish and to Paul and to Shaun for being part of, once again, the shenanigans presented to us by Critical Crafting. And thank you to oh my God, a sub who has been gifted. Prince Justin gifted a sub to Alphabet Streams. Thank you. Thank you, Prince Justin. I appreciate that. And welcome into the Arvanauts Alphabet Stream. So, yes, thank you to those wonderful people for being a part of this stream and for donating and supporting and for spreading the word about this. I really do appreciate it. And it worked, folks. We really managed to get it done. Thank you, of course, as well to Triffit for the amazing video that you're going to see again. Last but certainly not least, thanks to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Arudinel. Thank you to... I think I did thank Critical Crafting, but once again, thank you to Critical Crafting, and go support them, by the way. If you go to Critical Crafting's site and you type in my name for the channel, Arvin, you will get a code that gives you 15% off any PDFs on their website until the end of the month. So now's the time to support them, and you can also, get a little bit of a discount thanks to the name. So please make sure to do that if you liked what you saw from the earliest of the sessions today. Thank you again to my wonderful mods, Arudinel, Dragonspear, Rock God, Triffity Mats, Turbo Tango, the best mods and the Rising Tides, the best mods in the business. Thank you as well to my subscribers, Rudinel, Dragon, Rock God, Triffit. Thank you to Turbo Tango. Thank you to our Polar. Thank you to Wispy Song, Alphabet Streams. Thank you to Crit Twitch, Mrs. Dunsel, Prince Justin, and Big Boss. Thank you as well to Codell. Thank you to Elysian, Gogcom, Jagtris, Kusano Iori. Thank you to Nonstop. Thank you to QCG Aaron. Thank you to Scrap Metal. Thank you to Satea, to Strange Pomelo, of course. The kids are asleep. The Queen V, and most of all tonight, thank you so much, and 800 pages of content, that's right, Big Boss. Thank you so much to the donators, the folks who made it possible for us to reach that. That's a very satisfying number. Thank you, everybody. Speculate is in good financial condition here. We're going to continue to build it, but this was a big help. So thank you, everybody, for making that happen and giving us a chance to give you even more of awesome actual play content like what you saw tonight. I will see you folks on Tuesday for some more Ghost of Tsushima. Otherwise, everyone have a lovely next couple of days. Stick around for the raid and stick around for the video I'm about to show you with the amazing Triffity Mats doing the music. It's not to be missed, I think is what I would basically say to that. Thanks, everyone. Much love, and I will catch you folks soon. Bye for now.
Oh, hey, guess what is up today? A very special stream. It's all part of a scheme to play games and raise money. Oh, what? Your wallet is tight shut? Then still join our elite. At least send out a tweet. Be dramatic or funny. This fate will be great, just you wait. And if you can donate, we will not peculate. It all goes to speculate. What's first? Arguably the worst. Some skiffy fanty friends just playing with pre-gens back from their 3-part one-shot. Again, critical crafting plan with Arvan as GM, Shaun Triffit, Prince Justin, spooky D&D fun plot. This fate will be great, just you wait. And if you can donate, we will not peculate. It all goes to speculate. What's next? Humanity is hexed, but this we know is true. The game Destiny 2 provides sharp conversation. By whom? 3 authors in the room. Greg Wilson should be good. Brendan and Underwood on world-building narration. This fate will be great, just you wait. And if you can donate, we will not peculate. It all goes to speculate. Not least, the last course of this feast, peanut butter chocolate, to Waterdeep's old rut, blades in the door cat's new twist. Strange friends will be the evening's end, GM'd by Iori, should be a great story, so fear no incongruousness. This fate will be great, just you wait, and if you can donate, we will not peculate. It all goes to speculate.